Go time.
Hey there, and welcome to another episode of Unshaven Modcast. I'm Uber.
I'm Fugget.
I'm Action.
We are weekly on Wednesday at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, only at www.unshavenmodcast.com, and live on Facebook, on the Facebook page at Unshaven Modcast. Can't stay awake for the entire show? Search us on YouTube, iTunes, and Google Music. All episodes are uploaded the day after they air. We are a show about nothing and everything, so prepare to be offended with words like cream pie, dick nugget, and dick cheese. Our sponsor for the month is Janky Tees, where the $20 tees.
Oh, God.
Oh, get your $20
Welcome to the
tees.
show, everybody.
Welcome to the show. Uber's drunk.
Just a little bit.
Home of the $20 t-shirt, JakeTees.com.
JakeTees.com.
Did I not do it?
$20.
All day, every day.
I didn't do it right? I'm
Here.
sure I did it right.
I'm actually wearing a Janky Tees shirt.
Is that the devil?
It says Carrie Underwood. It says Jesus take the wheel.
The devil. Oh, like she busted out a man's car lights. Like, that's the devil.
That's an amazing shirt right there.
Oh, man.
Amazing shirt.
You can have that shirt for $20 at
$20. Free shipping.
www.JakeTees.com.
And it's yours.
I was trying to do that. Alright, anyways.
Alright.
So what happened over the week? Is that what we did?
Yeah. Yeah, no. You're doing a great job.
Yeah.
Uber. Great job.
You
It's going good, buddy.
Someone
Yeah.
else take it now.
It's going real
Hey,
good.
What do you guys do over the week?
Uh,
I got nothing tonight.
wallowed in self-pity all week so far.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I'm almost done with the bathroom.
Yeah, you did make good headway on that.
Yeah, I saw you were working on it. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
With the floor laid.
Didn't get slapped by Justin Bieber to, get that delayed anymore.
But I did search for that bitch. I went into her fucking life. Alright.
Anything else? What else did you do?
I got drunk tonight.
Yeah, you did.
Nice. Had some tacos and some margaritas. Margaritas?
Yep.
Margaritas.
Close enough.
Don't let his slurring fool you.
Yeah.
In his margaritas. He did not mean to pluralize that. It was just one.
It really was just one. It was a long day.
Yeah.
Self-pity.
He had a rough one. Not too bad. What about you, Aaron? What did you do?
Just left the tattoo shop right before I came here.
Yep, you got tatted up
Finished up
like a
the
badass.
tat tonight from went to Queen City Tees. My buddy Jeremy hooked me up. He's a good guy. Good tattoo artist.
Hell yeah.
I didn't really do much else this week, honestly. Finally
Yeah.
recovered from being sick. Because it sounded like shit last week.
Our lives suck.
Yeah.
The more I think about it, like
We don't do much.
we haven't done shit this week.
I got really depressed over a tax return.
Yeah.
That's how lifeless my life is.
Blame the IRS.
So, what?
One thing that did come out this week I kind of want to go over. I mean, it's not really written into the show or anything, but the Bunbury lineup.
Oh, yeah.
You guys heard about the Bunbury lineup?
Came out, release party yesterday, then they released it officially today.
Yeah, they went with a little bit more of like a hip-hop EDM vibe. They kind of got rid of some of the rock bands that are normally there and filled it with some more hip-hop bands.
But what about the indie bands? Are they still going to be there?
They're still there. It's more of a mix. Now, it's like before it was just all straight rock. Now it's definitely more of a mix. The three headliners are, actually there's a few headliners. Muse, Wiz Khalifa, G-Eazy, Bass Nectar, Pretty Lights, they're the headliners. And then some of the smaller bands, the 1975, 30 Seconds to Mars, Death Cab for Cutie, the Shins, AFI, John Bellion, DRAM, Flogging Molly, which I would love to see Flogging Molly.
Seen them live, St. Patrick's Day, Bogarts.
Jealous. Mute Math, Tech 9, Watsky.
Yeah, there you go.
Never heard of him till Action told me about him.
Epic rap battles.
You're obsessed.
Mike Stud, Moon Taxi, Reverend Horton Heat. Seeing them, they're awesome.
Yeah.
NF, which is really awesome. I've been listening to NF all week.
Pretty good.
Buddy Mark Murkoffer hooked me up with them, and I was playing them for action earlier. Haley Kayoko. Don't even never.
Probably plays violin.
Probably, yeah.
Wait, what?
Haley Kayoko plays violin while she types on a typewriter in her
Good at math.
hipster glasses. Kevin Garrett. That sounds like it was probably a boring show. Hi guys, I'm Kevin. Protege, Eden, Kobe, Arkel, Civil Twilight, CVBZ,
Kobe.
San Furman, July Talk. That's what these band names and just
Yeah,
artist names just get weirder and weirder. VHS Collection. That sounds awesome.
There should be a band that's just called Nut.
Nut?
Yeah. Nut. Like, what's your band name?
Nut. I remember, like, in the 90s when Goo Goo Dolls came out, I was like, oh, that's it. We're out of band names. Like, there's no more band names left, because we have the Goo Goo Dolls now.
Right.
But I was obviously wrong, because we got VHS Collection now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do love the Goo Goo Dolls. So.
I do love the Goo Goo Dolls. Charlie Hirsch.
What?
White Reaper.
What?
That sounds racist.
Yeah,
as
right.
fuck.
No shit. Fuck me.
Camp.
Huh?
I don't. It's camp, but it's spelled with 2 A's. CAAMP.
The concentration camp?
Camp.
The White Reaper?
White Reaper camp. Time Cat. The Upset Victory, which those guys are good.
Yeah, they're good guys.
Aaron Roy's my good friend. Liberty Deep Down, Flying Underground, and Current Events. Is that a band name, or are they just telling there's going to be current events?
They're going to get up on stage and read a list of current events. I'll tell you what. I wouldn't pay what they want for that.
I paid $100 last year to go.
Yeah.
It was
Like, that was the price, or you got a deal?
I waited till the last day to go.
For a week? You got a weekend pass for that, or a day pass?
Day pass. $100.
Oh, fuck that, yeah.
Yeah, fuck, that's
but
ridiculous.
Florence and the Machine was there. Monsters and Men was
Nails
there.
on the chalkboard.
Huh?
Both of those bands, Nails on the Chalkboard.
And then,
I can't. It seriously makes my teeth hurt
you don't...
to hear that lady's voice.
Wait, you don't like a Monsters and Men?
No, I can't. No, I give or take them. No. But Florence and the Machine, I can't even like say the name. It makes my mouth hurt.
I don't know that I know anything by Monsters. I'm sure if you turned it on, I'm like, oh yeah, I know this fucking song. But Florence and the Machine, I'm kind of with you there. A lot of her original stuff, her voice gets on my nerves. Even though she is good and talented,
It's
but
like
just the way she sings kind of
Bjork.
like gets under my skin.
Bjork.
Except for the Addicted to Love cover. I fucking love that cover.
Nah.
They do.
That cover can
That's a
burn in
cover?
hell.
Yeah, Robert Palmer. It's an 80s cover.
I know, I didn't know
Yeah, she
Great-
does a
great
she does
song,
a
though.
Prince cover as well.
He wouldn't know.
Nah, he wouldn't know anything about it.
He wouldn't know shit on Prince.
She covered Rihanna and...
Well, I'm glad that the dogs have been quiet all night until the podcast starts.
Oh yeah. Thanks, dogs.
They're sent from hell.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
And then,
Yeah, I don't know
Bayside
about
was
that. Like
there,
I wouldn't.
too.
Yeah, Bayside was there. Blah blah blah.
Bayside was a good band.
Man, like
Who?
Bayside.
like there's a
I don't
lot
like
of.
them either.
I wouldn't pay. I definitely wouldn't pay for a weekend pass because there's a lot of bands there that I've never heard of, and that would be a show that would be horrible for me.
Well, you could also work Bunbury. Like, you could work, like,
I definitely don't want to do that.
Yeah. hell
2
no.
nights or
Yeah.
3. And you get to see all the bands. And you get in for free.
Yeah,
My biggest issue with Bunbury so far is a lot of the bands I want to see.
Don't burn us down.
Uber's about to set the whole podcast on
Fuck,
fire.
dude. He's like,
Drunk ass.
tax return didn't work out like it should. Let's do the homeowner's insurance money. Burn this mother to the ground.
Probably shouldn't say that. Because if it happens, you're like, you set the bitch on fire, didn't you? Like, oh, alright.
And your homeowner's insurance can come back like, I saw the fucking pod.
Right,
So I
yeah.
know what fucking happened.
Right.
Look, I don't. It wasn't like that. It was like that.
Yeah.
See everybody. Oh, I like turtles. I like Florence and the Machine. Yeah, fuck them.
Who said that? Who said they like Florence and the Machine?
Leslie.
Fucking Leslie.
We're now best friends, Leslie. All right.
Like, I mean, the lady can fucking sing. It's just the way she sings it is. It's kind of like it gets under my skin. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like, when I first heard it, I was like, what the fuck is this?
It's like hearing a banshee shriek. Like,
when I first started.
horrible.
When I first started listening to him, it's about the same. I thought that. Because her voice was super legato. It was like real shaky. What?
What was the word?
Legato.
I don't know what that means.
Like, it's where your voice fluctuates.
Yeah, it's called quivering voice.
I thought it was called vibrato.
Is it vibrato?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was legato.
Vibrato.
Whatever.
You'll learn this, that Dixon just says things, and he says them with such passion that they
like
sound correct,
talking about.
but he knows nothing what he talks about.
He lies. He knows not.
His voice is very appeasing, though.
Yeah, right.
It's very appeasing voice.
He does not know what he speaks. Appeasing does work in that way. We're going to go back to that 3 weeks ago. We're going back to that. That did work. What is satisfactory to you? Okay,
Anyways, whatever.
But no, like, her voice is bad.
But I haven't heard anything other than what I've heard on the radio, though. I can't say that I haven't heard anything off of her albums or anything. So.
Yeah.
They're so good.
But my problem, like I said, I was getting at before, my problem with Bunbury is all the bands that I do want to see are generally the smaller bands. The littler bands, the indie bands. I'm not going to spend $200 for a weekend pass to go see a bunch of tiny bands when I can just wait for them to come to the fucking Southgate House or
Very true.
wherever.
They're, that one band that did Suck on that Switchblade or something like that.
I don't know.
What?
They were there.
Who?
Switchblade?
No idea.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Alright, never mind then.
You're just making shit up.
No, I swear I was there. Everybody was going crazy over them.
Never heard of them.
Nope. Sounds dumb.
They're pretty cool.
Alright, well, yeah, so Bunbury sucks. We established that.
Bunbury sucks.
Oh my god.
Going on to the next thing. Telling the truths.
Telling the truth. Going back to that one.
Yep, so
Wait,
basically it's the same thing we did a couple weeks ago where...
did you spell that wrong on purpose?
Yeah,
Why?
Because it looks like news.
because we're edgy.
We're
Oh,
edgy.
it does look like
We're
news.
edgy as fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
I just wanted to make sure.
Trues, like being honest, true, and then news.
I can't see what you did.
Yeah.
That's a
See how it all works
that's
out?
a big reach, though. That's like my appeasing.
Alright, well anyways, here we go.
No, that's deliberately made up.
That should come from it.
Alright. Telling the truth.
Alright, so this is where, like I said, 2 weeks ago before Dixon interrupted me, I'm going to tell you 3 stories. 2 of them are real, 1 of them's fake, and it's up to you guys and the listeners to determine which is the fake one.
I'm excited about this because I was the one reading last time.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell these stories in no particular order, because it would be dumb if I said, oh, the first one's the fake one. You know
Here's the fake one, guys. Now guess.
Yeah, right. So here we go. So the first story I got, this comes to us from South Wales. Little hop over the pond. Police looking for man who stole 2 pizzas dressed as a beer bottle.
That's my hero.
So this is a little bit of an older one. It happened on New Year's Day.
Speaking of pizza, somebody wants to send us a pizza right now
Right.
for free. You know,
Yeah.
sponsor the podcast. I'm starving.
Queen City Pizza.
Queen City Pizza, you out there? You listen?
Or if Queen City Teas is listening and they want to send us a pizza, you know my address. Alright, so man walks into a Papa John's dressed as a Heineken beer bottle the day after New Year's Eve. So that would be New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Fuck. So he just walks into Papa John's, walks around the counter, gets himself 2 pizzas, walks out, and eats the pizzas as he's walking down the street.
My hero.
Story number 1.
I like it.
Alright, story number 2 comes to us from Brazil.
Oh,
Yeah,
the South.
yeah, a little warmer. So the title of this is, Old Woman Has Accidentally Been Praying to a Lord of the Rings toy Every Day. Alright.
She should get a check. She should get a check.
Alright. So...
Please tell me it was Gollum.
No. So, alright, so this one goes, girl walks into her great-grandmother's house, sees her great-grandmother praying to a statue, and notices that something looks a little off about the statue. So the great grandmother thought that thought that she was praying to the statue of Saint Anthony, who's the saint of the poor.
Okay.
Thought she was praying to Saint Anthony, but on closer inspection, found out that it's the character Elrond, the elf leader from Lord of the Rings.
That's funny.
Yeah. The ruler of was it like Rivervale or something? Something like that? I don't know. My Lord of the Rings is a little rusty. Rivendell, yes. So it actually ended up being a statue of him that she's been praying to for quite a few years now.
You thought it was Jesus?
Saint Anthony, yeah.
That was Saint Anthony, the saint of the poor.
Yeah.
She was like, well, nobody around me, like, none of the poor people are getting any richer, but there's a lot of elves showing up to my house for some reason.
So that's a pretty good one. And then my last one is 873 pounds of counterfeit marijuana found in a Denver pot shop. So, Denver PD...
Which, I mean, I guess a pot shop would even have limits on how much they're allowed to have.
Denver PD last week confiscated 873 pounds of counterfeit marijuana. Officer Winthrop of the Denver PD said that the fake marijuana looked, smelled, and tasted just like the real marijuana. When asked where the fake grass came from, he responded by saying that they believe it's been illegally smuggled in from Mexico.
Alrighty
So
then.
3 stories. Pick the one that's fake. You got the police looking for the man stole pizza dressed like a Heineken bottle.
My fucking hero. I want him to
Old woman who's accidentally been praying for years to the Lord of the Rings statue. And 873 pounds of counterfeit marijuana.
Alright. Me, personally, he's kind of my hero also, but I think I'm going with the first one. I think that's the fake one.
Yeah?
I don't think that's real.
I don't think there's a Papa John's in London though. So I feel you.
The counterfeit pot seems real because it was a pretty precise number of the 873 to 873 pounds. I feel like that's definitely real. The Lord of the Rings one, I mean, fuck, old people are funny. Like, they do stupid things. They just do dumb things. It makes total sense.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, I gotta go. Which it doesn't, by any means, does the Papa John's one sound unreasonable. It doesn't at all. I could see it fucking happening.
Mm-hmm.
You said London though, right?
South Wales, yes.
South Wales. I mean, I couldn't tell you if they had Papa John's over there or not.
There's
I
not
mean,
a
fuck,
Papa
they're
John's
the
in
main
London.
sponsor of the NFL. I'm surprised they're probably worldwide.
Aren't they?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I'm only going with the Papa John's one, even though
So you guys think it's false, true?
Yeah. Because there's no Papa John's.
Everybody on the internet seems to be going fake, true, except for Nathan. He likes Mushroom Head. He's going true, false, true. So he thinks the old woman praying to the statue is false. And I guess that's everything that everybody's going to say online because we really don't have that many people watching.
Don't say it too loud. The world does not need to know.
So the fake one, the fake story was the 873 pounds of
We was all wrong.
fake weed confiscated in Denver.
What?
That was the fake one. So it was true, false.
Huh, we were all wrong.
Yeah.
I should have known. Because it's Denver. There's nothing but potheads in Denver. They would know fake weed. They would smell it. Like, first sniff, boom. Like, they would just know.
But
And my other thought was, like, behind my whole theory was actions, little description leading up to. He was like, oh, I would never just, like, tell you in order. Like, the first one's false.
yeah.
I was like, he's fucking us up right
Yeah,
there. That's what he's
right,
fucking doing.
right.
He's making us think
little
of things.
seeds of doubt.
Well, the only reason why I thought the first one was fake, I just thought it was like a national company. I thought Papa John's was a national company. I didn't think that was like international.
Well, I don't know if there's like a Papa John's in Iran, but apparently they do have one in South Wales.
It's throwing me off.
They probably put weird shit on it too, like, I don't know, fish and
Sheep
chips.
stomach.
Yeah, like haggis or something.
Yeah,
Like that.
like eat this sheep stomach. What? You want me to what?
Sheep brain pizza.
Right.
The picture of him though walking down the street eating the pizza is amazing.
My fucking hero.
Sounds like a pretty awesome dude to me.
Yeah. That's a good one. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
The
was good.
enthusiasm's alive tonight.
Uber's pretty giggly over there.
He is. He's the one that
Super
he's
giggly
saving.
tonight.
He's saving the show right now.
He's saving the show with his little
Yeah.
giggles.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on.
Oh my god, no, I'm not ready.
Yeah, you are. You know what they are. You just don't want to say them.
Right, because you're ashamed of yourself.
Do another top 5 this week. Last week we had top 5 favorite movies. This week is top 5 favorite Pornhub categories.
Oh yeah. Bow chicka bow.
I didn't mean to think a man of your
So I think-
complexion could get that red.
I think we should.
Next, like my mom's white. This
Looks
is
like-
my mother.
Fucking Pocahontas. All right. So,
You just turned into a redneck.
Right. So. All right, dude. So I think we should start out with
I ain't going
Uber.
first.
Uber, and you can rank them if you want. I put mine in alphabetical order.
Yeah, I'm not ranking mine because I
I
just,
can't.
I like them all.
yeah, I like them all.
I can't.
Equally.
Really.
But we
Well,
could
there's
just-
one that I go to the most, which I guess would be my number 1, but the other 4 are just kind of like a hit or miss.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You got this. I know you can do it.
I don't have 5 though.
Be honest,
Yeah.
be honest
I'm
with
sure you
yourself.
could think of a
I
couple.
don't have 5. I don't.
It's not that hard.
Or maybe I do have 5.
Yeah.
All right. So my number 1 would be.
Oh, he's ranking. How fucked up are you, Dixon? What's your number 1?
Cream pies.
No judgment. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Either or.
Because Dixon doesn't get off unless they get off. Inside someone.
You're great. That's very selfless of you. It's very
It
good.
goes either way. Like it could be either gay porn or straight porn. Say. All right. Anyway.
See, I don't know with cream pies. Like, I don't even like it. Like I'm eating like a sandwich with a lot of mayonnaise off, and like sweet, and it kind of like comes out back at me. I don't even like that.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Don't ruin this for me.
So,
see, I don't get the cream pie thing.
that's a rough one.
Unless it's an oatmeal
You
cream
gave
pie,
me
that
a-
shit's good as fuck.
Yeah.
You gave me a fucking visual of a bologna sandwich, mayonnaise on it. You squeeze it, and it just comes.
Well, that's
Yeah.
that's essentially what a cream pie
Get
is.
yourself a nice moist sandwich.
You fill something with mayonnaise, you squeeze it, and it comes back out.
Okay, on to
Yeah.
the next one. All right, so the next one will be squirting.
There you go.
That's a good one.
That's a good
That's a
one.
good normal one.
Yeah. That's healthy.
How is that normal? How is that
It's
any
healthy.
different from like? All right, so how is that any different than the first one?
It's healthy.
That's
How is that healthy? What determines that as being
because it's
healthy?
urine.
Yeah. It's good.
It's good for you. It's a lot of protein, vitamins.
I don't want to watch it like swallow. I just want to watch it just like happen.
Okay.
Why do I have to go first? This is not fair.
All right, so that's 2.
Because
What's
you're
number?
Mr. McGiggles tonight.
What's
You
number
got this.
3?
Number 3 is interracial porn.
Yeah.
It can either be the guy be white or
Oh,
black,
so you're not. Yeah.
or
Yeah.
either or the girl
Yeah.
can be black or white. It doesn't matter.
Because if you were gonna say it had to be this way, I was gonna call you racist.
No, it can be either or.
That's good. That's good, buddy.
Same way, and that applies to gay
It's
porn
very-
as well. It has to be interracially.
Very liberal of you.
It doesn't have to be. All
Interracially
the
challenged.
time. Interracially filmed, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Interracially filmed. Yeah.
We should. We should have done a list where, not your top 5, the porn that you look up that you could never find. That would have been better.
Midget porn or something?
No,
Or
they
you
have
can
that.
find
They've had
midget
that. I've
porn.
looked that up.
I love that was his first thought. I wonder how
Yeah.
often he searches for that.
Yeah.
What?
I didn't say anything at all.
I don't watch
Or
midget porn.
or just the most fucked up thing you've watched in porn.
There's a thing called, what's it called? People get their arms cut off or something and they use it.
Amputee. Yeah.
That's amputee
Yeah, I've
porn.
looked
That's
that
a
up.
thing.
I've seen it.
That's a fucking thing. That's disgusting.
I've watched it.
All right, now
That's disgusting.
Not
It's
the
not bad.
judge. Not the judge.
Well,
If you
yeah,
watch
to bring up-
amputee porn, more power to
It's
you.
not that bad. It's not as bad as you think it would be.
Well, to bring up our sponsor again, I didn't know this until, the guy that runs Janky with me. There's a shirt and it says, "I support Rule 34." Apparently in the porn world, Rule 34 is if you can think it, it exists. Like, there's never a situation like you can't think of something. If you can think of it, no matter how fucked up your thought might be, guarantee it exists on a porn somewhere in the world.
Ew.
So, I believe it. If you're telling me there's fucking cut off limb amputee porn, then I'm guaranteed there's fucking anything.
I mean, I went through that little phase.
That's disgusting.
More power to you. I do not knock it.
It's hard to get, after a while, I was looking for, specific things. Hard to get too specific with that, though. I wanted, left leg gone, right leg still there. All four limbs gone. That happens. I've seen that one.
What they do is they just.
It's like a pillow.
They go. There's they fold in
Yeah, it's like a pillow.
They're diving into it. Oh god, I'm going to hell. That's wrong.
Nate said Saw 6 amputee fisting.
Right.
And my last one, which if you don't remember how many I gave,
You've only given 4 or 3. Now this is your 4th.
Really rough porn.
Hardcore. That's what that's called.
Hardcore porn.
If you would have went to Pornhub, if you would have went to Pornhub and researched like we did, you would have actually had categories that are on Pornhub. That's not rough. It's called hardcore.
Hardcore, which generally ends up being German.
Yeah,
no,
a lot of.
It's not. It's a lot of leather though. I don't watch that. I'm not into the leather.
Yeah.
I don't like the leather.
I'm not into rough porn or hardcore porn, but every time I get accidentally, I'll be scrolling through some shit and it comes on, something will look interesting on the main page, and it'll end up being hardcore porn. It's like they're going out and and they're just beating the fuck out of each other. No. Seriously, they're always German. Fucking weird ass.
No, not that kind of porn. I'm not into that. Mein Kampf, I'm not into the beating thing. No, I mean just hardcore smashing it, beating it up, that kind of porn. Don't smack them.
I got you.
If it happens, I ain't gonna be no.
So you're not total S&M bondage. You're
no, that's
fucking
that's
really hard.
Category.
Fucking really hard.
Destroy it. Whatever it is, destroy it. That's all I got.
You got one more to go.
Yeah, one more.
I have another one, man. Shit.
You fail.
Yeah, failed.
Yeah.
Time's up.
Thank you. All right.
You go next?
Sure, I'll do it.
Blowjob porn. All right.
No.
I could watch.
I actually don't. I don't like that at all.
I could watch a blowjob and get off.
Any porn I watch, I skip past all the blowjob part.
Yeah, right.
No,
and
it's usually specifically designated.
It's usually
porn.
Here's something I learned too.
Just
the first 2 minutes are oh hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
That's 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Especially if
and
he
then,
or she is doing a really good job.
And let's say.
I mean, I might watch a half a second of the blowjob part just to I appreciate the art. You're doing a great job. Skip.
No, especially go balls deep.
Most of the porn that come up, a majority of will say it's 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So you got 2 minutes of oh, look at me, look at my titties,
Yeah.
And then turn around, let me see that ass, smack it,
Right.
And then it goes to the straight to the blowjob, and that lasts probably a solid 10 minutes of the video.
Always.
Yeah. A hard 10
so
minutes.
of the 15 minutes, I've usually got 2.5 minutes to get just jack off. All right, blowjob's done. See how much I have left.
So when they flip flop though, that doesn't do it for you. So when he's getting a blowjob, I just imagine that I'm getting it done, or maybe I'm even doing it, and then he turns her over and starts eating her out. That part doesn't do it for you?
None of that does.
No, I skip past
not the first part, obviously. But
none of it does.
Eating her out.
Nope, skip past.
Nope.
That does it for
boring.
Me. To watch another man eat a woman out does it for me.
That's boring.
I mean, I'll get to that in a second on what I do like about that, but go ahead.
All right, so my 5. First up, alphabetic order, BBW. I like it. I like it, man.
Good one. Good
Yep.
one.
Big beautiful women.
It gets it going. Yeah. Most of the time, I'll type in Because sometimes, like, I don't know, Aaron's more, like, I'm not super BBW. But, like, I'll type in, like, I'll try, like, words that'll, like, hit around it. Like, chubby, chunky. Type that in.
Yeah.
See what you get. And then it'll give you, like, everything. And you can kind of judge what size you want to look at that night.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
That's how you do that. That's a little, for you amateurs out there.
I find it easier.
You're not alone on that, though. I didn't search for
Oh, I full figured.
Yeah,
that comes up quite a bit.
I've searched for all those words.
Yeah.
I know
really big women. I watched a really big woman get smashed by a little tiny guy.
Sometimes Busty will come up sometimes.
That kind of did it for me.
Yeah.
But if it's the opposite, though, if it's for me, anyways, if it's like the opposite, like gay sex, and it's the same kind of thing, like I can't watch it. It doesn't. No.
You like your gay sex to be svelte?
What?
Very svelte. Very. You like your men trim?
No.
Oh, I don't understand.
Quite
I don't
the
understand what
contrary.
you said.
No, they're like super big. I'm like talking the same size as that woman, but it's a man. And the man's the same
Gotcha,
size. I can't do
gotcha.
it. But if he's like stocky or a little bit like chunky, I could do that. But if he's like,
Gotcha.
I was thinking they should come up with like a number system for like BBW world, like one being like the littlest. They're still BBW, but they're the littlest,
little
and then
pudgy.
10 being the. Because I kind of like when I'm in the BBW category, I kind of find it hard to, some of them are small BBWs and some of them are huge BBWs
And then you get the ones that are in there where like the girls are skating is around. Like, what the fuck is he even doing in here? Get this out of here.
Yeah, basically she's just got giant titties.
Yeah,
and,
like
but
that
she's
shouldn't
not
be here.
what does
BBW.
ECW mean? Is that like wrestling?
Extreme Championship Wrestling.
Okay. I said that. I was like, what is that, wrestling?
Yeah, because you've got BBW and then you've got SBBW.
Right.
Which is super.
Yeah. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it.
You're gonna be alright.
Yeah, no reason to leave. Not a big deal.
Fuck the dogs.
Not a big deal. All right, so number 2.
Number 2.
Just in alphabetic order. Not in how I like them because I like them all. That's why I put them on here. Bondage. I like that. Tying people up. I like that kind of thing.
So have you watched 50 Shades of Grey?
Hmm?
Have you watched 50 Shades of Grey?
No.
If you like that, you'd like it.
Looks retarded.
If you like that kind of porn, then you'd
I'm not against it.
What are you freaking out about right now?
The dogs are barking like crazy.
Oh, I mean, it happens. I mean, they can
adds
hear
to
it.
the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, in the venue we're at, sometimes you have to deal with things like that.
I was supposed to. Yeah. Okay.
Who let the dogs out?
Who? Yep. Okay, so that was bondage. I like it. That's good.
Yeah.
That's nice. Number 3, ebony. I like a little ebony every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm there
Uh,
with you.
Number 4, MILF. I like MILF porn, not grandma porn. MILF porn.
Like the gilf.
That's GILF. I think
Oh,
there's
is
actually a
There
GILF
is
category.
Oh, is it?
thing.
Okay.
Or actually, it's called mature.
No. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but like.
The granny porn's called mature.
But
Yeah,
the
yeah.
tags on
Nah.
it is literally called like the tag is gilf.
Yeah, I've seen
But-
You
GILF.
know they tagged the
But-
videos like big titties.
But I have to clarify, with MILF porn, though, a lot of times you'll get, like, mother teaches son a lesson. I hate that shit.
The
Okay.
family.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, because I was
Yeah.
totally pegging you for one of those.
No, dude.
I thought
no,
you meant
no,
like-
No, I can't stand that shit.
Teach me how to read today, mommy.
Right,
Or
right,
just
yeah.
smacks him with a
Yeah.
fucking like milk bottle or some
Or, like,
shit.
he's jerking off, she walks in, like, what are you doing? Oh, let me see it. Like, stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I don't like that kind of shit.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I do not.
Right.
oh.
Yeah.
I almost feel guilty if I end up on one of those on accident. I'm like, oh, fucking gross. No.
It's very, very Freudian.
Yeah.
Extremely Freudian.
Yeah.
Extremely.
Can't do it.
And then last one, squirting. I like squirting.
That was at the last one. That should have
That's a
been
good
number
one.
one.
I went alphabetical order, dude.
Oh.
Yeah, he no ranking order. He
Yeah.
went alphabetical.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally just gave mine like a scale of like fucked upness, so y'all know how fucked up I am now.
Oh.
Enjoy.
Alright.
Enjoy.
But I mean, to be honest, that's kind of how I'm gonna do mine. I can't really rank them, and I don't have them written down to go in alphabetical order. So I was gonna go like in order of like least fucked up to the builds up to the most fucked up. First one's pretty generic. Threesomes. Generally prefer I don't even prefer if it's 2 guys and a girl or 2 girls and a guy. I actually don't. I have no preference.
I should have listed gangbangs.
Depends on my mood. Threesomes, it depends on my mood whether I want 2 guys and a girl or 2 girls and a guy. Yeah. That one's pretty normal. I do often. Well, I'll go through the rest of them. Next one is definitely BBW.
Yeah.
That's a big one for me. Again, pretty normal.
Like the bigger the better type.
The bigger the better. Depends on my mood. Sometimes I'll go like a pretty just a healthy sized woman, just a normal healthy sized
So you're
woman.
talking about like.
And then sometimes I'm in the mood. I'll watch a good 300-pounder one just going at it, following it.
4'2", 300 pounds.
Oh, hold on, like
It's
it's,
done.
I don't. How would you?
And the skinnier the guy, the better, because then I can like
Relate.
relate.
Right, yeah.
Like, that's me there.
Hey, look at me following in that lady right there. Just following right on in there. Next one's smoking porn.
Oh, yeah.
I
That's a
love
thing?
smoking. Oh yeah, there's a whole
Yeah,
category for it.
yeah, I skipped
And
past
I
those two.
absolutely love it.
That's a thing.
Yes.
And that, and under that category,
Shit.
I will watch blowjobs. I will watch smoking blowjobs, and it will turn me on. Like
So she's smoking or he's smoking?
she is.
She's smoking while she.
Yeah, it's never a him smoking. It's her while she's sucking dick, or her while she's getting fucked.
So while
smoking
he's
a
getting
cigarette.
his knob slobbed.
Yeah.
Blowing some
He
smoke
can't-
up there.
he
Up the
can't
little
smoke.
pee hole.
Ah,
Blowing
so
some
you want the
smoke
dick
in
to
the
have the cancer?
Yeah. If dude, she blows right on there, that's awesome.
Ah.
If he is smoking, it's not gonna bother me. But it's like it's more of a turn on for her to smoke.
Why?
I don't know.
That's what
I mean,
into.
honestly,
That's how he lets his freak flag fly.
that was honestly a turn on well before I even started smoking cigarettes. Actually, like I remember we were talking one day. You were talking about you jacked off
National Geographic?
National Geographic.
Mhm.
I remember I had this fucking. I don't know. I was probably 15 or 16. I had this fucking cutout picture of Daryl Hannah, like dressed real sexy, smoking a cigarette. It was all black and white. I used to jack off to that thing so fucking much, and it was the fact that she was smoking also that kind of was like a big turn on for me. This is what I seriously was 14 or 15.
Maybe the cigarette's like a phallic symbol or something.
I don't know.
It's like a,
I don't know. I have
like
no
maybe,
clue.
Like she's sucking the fuck out of that cigarette. Maybe she'll suck the slob knob. I don't know.
There you
I've never been able to find a connection in it or what
Yeah.
really kind of sparked that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so smoking's definitely like, that is actually like that category, and then okay, not the next category, but my 5th category. My next category, I'll go ahead and go with the most fucked up, is she-male.
Oh, yeah.
It's always a category I'm in. Like,
Yeah.
I'm always looking in she-male porn.
Now, is it she-males begging dudes, or she-males begging other girls, or just she-males in general?
Generally banging dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
So is it like a bi, like threesome kind of thing, or just females, or just 2 people?
just 2 people. It could be more, but it doesn't matter. But it's generally I'm looking for the she-male banging a dude. And I know we've kind of lightly hit on this subject before, but my version of a she-male is, a male going to a female. She has boobs, but still has the dick.
Yeah.
See, mine's opposite. It has to be a female
So it's not like
going
your version.
to male.
Your version of a she-male isn't like Buffalo Bob from Silence of the Lambs.
No, not at
Yeah,
all.
okay.
No.
White
She's
horses.
got basically just a really hot chick
Yeah.
with a dick.
Yeah, there you go.
On the skin.
Yeah, just a really hot chick with a dick.
Yeah.
And then my final one was on your list also, and it is my number one, most searched, is Ebony.
Yeah?
Ebony, all the way. It is my most searched category. Just shows that Black lives do matter. But I will mix those. I will often, because on Pornhub you can click on the categories, on the check marks for the categories, and then so sometimes I'll search Ebony and then smoking and and search together,
My God.
Yeah.
or BBW and Ebony and smoking all together, or sometimes I do all 5 of them. Let's search all 5 of
Let's see
them.
what we got.
See what we come up with here.
Yeah.
But I mean, those are definitely my 5 categories. Ebony being
It's
the
like
most.
Click all
And-
5 of them. It's like the Black Jesus of porn searches.
But with me, what I was wanting to say earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt his. or when he asked you if you had a preference on whether it was the guy that was black or the girl that was black, I generally do look for the girl that was black because, again, when I look for the skinny guys at the BBW, it's supposed to, represent me being with the girl. So, and also another thing we were talking about, I will watch pussy eating when it is ebony. Only when it's ebony, though.
Watch.
No, I've been there, done that.
Okay.
I've never had an ebony, and I think that's why it's my number one. It's like my number one fantasy to be with a black girl.
I've had black girls, white girls, black guys.
Oh, I'm sure. I've heard. You're a hoe.
A lot of mine's more like, is this going to be cool to watch? Like,
you call me a hoe!
I did not.
And then I had a sixth one. It was like a runner-up when I wasn't sure on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which was cosplay. But
that doesn't do it for me.
But not like anime. Not like anime type shit. Like, I mean, I guess I could maybe. But costumes and shit like that.
Yeah. Real life and she's in costumes and stuff, yeah.
Well,
I mean, even being married, that is that's one thing me or Chrissy have never showed interest in is like role playing or cosplaying. Like, it's just, I don't see the point.
Yeah, I like costumes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some guys do, some guys don't. I've never seen the point.
No.
Dress up like Batman, I don't care.
Remember Batgirl?
Batgirl, yeah.
Let me give you some bat wings.
Yeah.
See-through bat wings.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I like that. That was a fun category.
Yeah.
I like that we fucking weirded Uber out.
Yeah, I know. He got a little shy on us.
I did not. I have a thing for like really tall with porn. Like, say like somebody's like really tall, like the girl or the guy is like 7 foot tall, and it's like this little person is about to get.
I was gonna say you have a thing for tall women, like Amazonian women.
I love
that. Like when the house that burnt down.
Women.
Oh, 1562.
Yeah,
remember that real tall girl?
Yeah, she was like super tall.
Yeah.
I was in love with her.
Weird. It's weird.
Y'all thought she was a man. I'm like, no, she's not a man. I can tell you this personally.
She was a man.
She wasn't.
She sounded like a man, but I'm pretty sure it's because she was so tall.
I fucked her. I know. That's all I know. She wasn't a man. I probably shouldn't put that out there, but yeah.
Well, we didn't put her name out there. I don't know her name anyway. So.
She was like fucking tall as fuck. She was tall as me, if not taller.
See, I'm short. I don't particularly like my shortness, so I don't want anything
like,
taller.
I'm telling you, when I talked to her, like I had to look up to talk to her. Like, I really did. That's not a lie. That's no joke. Like, I had to look up at her and talk to her. Like, I felt like a little kid. Like, she's probably younger than me. I just felt like I was like the little one.
See, I don't like that. I don't.
Yeah.
Especially if, like, it's a woman. Like, I don't want women to be super taller than me. Like, at all. At all.
I don't like going out. Like, I don't like being in public around people that I know are younger than me. Because I'm like, why do these people seem so much older than me? Like, I feel like I'm young.
Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah. That's why I want my beard to get gray. So then I know I'm old.
Yeah, I can't wait for my beard to go gray.
I don't want that to happen to me. Not yet.
I want that to go. I want it.
I'm not ready.
I can't wait for it to go all gray, but I want it to start with the stripe. I want that stripe right there in the middle, like in the beginning. And if it all goes gray, fine.
Like a skunk type?
Yeah, skunk stripe. I think it'd be so awesome.
You got a little bit, I think.
It's getting there, and it's only grown right there so far, so I think I'm on my way. Hoping it works. All right, top 5 list is done with.
That's pretty good. I mean, we're moving right through the show tonight.
No, that's fine. I figured those were gonna be short.
Yeah. Moving right on through. Not a lot to discuss, I guess.
You guys don't like squirting porn? All right, we can move on.
No, I do. I love squirting. No, I love squirting. I love squirting, but it's not in my top 5.
Well, I said
no, but I love
was
squirting.
one of mine. That was my last one. You said it should have been first. I said it went alphabetical order.
But okay.
It's just not on my list, but I love squirting. I have nothing against squirting at all.
All right.
I prefer it to happen in real life than watch it, though. Watching it does nothing for me, like on porn. But I do like it.
It does everything. I'm like, yeah.
All right. Moving along. Next, we're gonna go into. We're kind of combining the Q&A talk, the listener Q&A, and the no talk into one big conversation. A little more serious, but we're gonna try to keep it as lighthearted as we can.
Last week I lost my shit.
Yeah, and this is kind of why I combined it, because I know there's some friction here when it comes to mine and action views versus Uber's views. So it could potentially turn into a debate.
Oh, no, I wasn't talking about me losing my shit on that. I was talking about me losing my shit on the old man that got beat with his own kid.
Oh, that?
Oh, you're still on that? The piece of shit deal?
Yeah, you're a heartless asshole.
I didn't mean to laugh. Alright, anyways.
So basically we're going to go into heroin, other substances, and addiction. Which already just sounded like a horrible episode of Oprah. Just the way I even introduced it. Mm-hmm. That just sounded horrible.
You get heroin. You get heroin.
Everybody gets heroin.
Oh, that's rough. Alright, so since I'm the only one has a different stance, should I take point?
I mean, we can start talking about it because I've I don't know. Over the week I don't know, it's been kind of rough, so I've kind of been rethinking it a little bit. So I mean, we can just talk. Let's just talk about it. Fucking talk about it.
What do you mean you've been
Let's talk about it.
All right, so I'm like, all right, so you guys are on the stance of if you do heroin and you die, that's your curtain call. You need to have that curtain call. You're dead.
Yeah.
That's it. That's your final, last leg of life. That's it.
Right.
Where I'm like, no, maybe they should have their curtain raised again. Like maybe they should be saved. And it's because all life is valuable. All life is valuable. I mean, that person you never know. They could get saved and create the cure for heroin addiction.
They won't. They'll just overdose again.
You don't know that. Though. You don't know that. No one knows that. I don't even think any kind of higher power knows that. I just think they're the only person.
Well, there is no higher power. So.
Well, I'm saying when I said any kind of, I mean that could be like Allah, that could be Jesus, or whatever they believe.
None of them exist.
Well, yeah, in your mind, you can't take that away from somebody else, though.
Right, that's what I'm.
Right, oh, I get what you're saying. They're a higher power. Now you sound like an AA book.
But who's to say they got cured and they didn't overdose again, and they were just like, heroin's not for me. It's bad. No.
They would never say that.
You don't know.
So
that. I've met people who were on heroin for a decade almost, and they stopped and they didn't do it anymore. Like one of them, they're like a cop now. I think. Well,
Was it before Narcan was widely available?
I think he got cured 4 years ago, though. 3 years.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've known some people that's been hooked on heroin and are now clean, and they're doing great in life. That still doesn't change my stance on it. My stance is basically let them die. No Narcan, just let them die off. They're killing themselves. They made that choice. And I think I think that's the difference between me and you. In my mind, that's a choice. That was a choice that they made. In your mind, it's more of a, they can't help it. It's a disease. It's... No?
No, I'm not. No. My thing is, if someone's doing heroin, my thing is I want to know why they felt the need to do heroin. What led them to this very moment in time for them to put that needle in their arm.
If someone came up to you and shot you in the head, would you say, let them go? Because maybe they're going to, since they shot me in the head, they're going to turn their life around? And
this analogy is just way off, but go on.
How's it way off?
I don't think there's a chemical need to kill. I mean, it's a mental...
Have you ever seen Dexter?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that any kind of addiction, there's a release of dopamine and serotonin.
Oh, yeah. That's
if they got that from killing, if they got that from killing, that rush, that dopamine released from that rush. Who said they agree with Aaron and Josh?
Nate.
I agree on what? The heroin dying? People dying from heroin?
Yeah, let them die.
All right. Anyway, no, I mean go on. Your analogy doesn't make sense to me.
Who didn't silence their phone? Oh, Uber again.
I came in here a little fucked up.
Drunk ass. Now, in your mind, is it their fault?
Is it their fault?
Yeah, that they're now hooked on heroin.
Yes.
So they made those choices. It's their fault.
But we as a society, the higher beings we claim to be, we are no longer animalistic in nature. Supposedly, we have no ties to the animal world. We're so saved in religious rights, why do we not practice as a society what we preach and save those people?
So what if a heroin?
I am not religious at all.
What if a heroin addict was driving down the road, nodding off at the wheel, runs into a car with your mom, your niece, and your nephew in it, kills them instantly. Heroin addict lives. Should the heroin addict not go to jail because that might have been their wake-up call?
He needs to be punished just as much as an average person.
Well,
that was sober. He needs to be punished.
You,
But I'm
really?
gonna be honest with you, he probably won't make it to jail. I will go to jail. Accident or not an accident, he could not even have been.
I don't think I would say he gets punished a billion times more than someone who was sober and made an accident.
So you feel the same?
statute-
You feel that you feel the same way about drunk drivers?
If
Good
you're
question.
driving and you put yourself under the influence of something, and you chose to do that, you should be punished for that. Like, I'm not saying that they shouldn't be punished for that. You've just made a new analogy. Like, so we drink, right?
It's the
But
same.
we don't get in the car and drive, like when we're drunk.
Not always.
It's the same thing. Though.
Don't even lie. Don't even lie.
But I mean, I don't know. It's just I do know, and I'm I do know. All right, so like here's what I'm saying. Just because you do heroin does not mean that you need to die. It doesn't mean that someone can be like alright. So you're using alcohol as the equivalent of doing heroin, right? There's people that get fucking drunk all the time severely, and they get alcohol poisoning, and they die.
Mm-hmm.
Do they deserve to die?
Well, yeah. If they were that dumb.
All of us here who have, like, you know, we've drank. Like, we've been that drunk before. Do we know when to stop?
Not at all.
So do we deserve to die?
If we drink that much, yeah.
Usually I pass out before I get to that point.
Right.
See, that's my point. I trust myself to know I'm going to pass out long before I get it.
My body's like, no, you're not taking on anymore.
Yeah.
I'll pass the fuck out.
Yeah, I'd throw half of it up before I even fell asleep.
Before it made it to my veins, like
Yeah.
all of it would release from my fucking
But
stomach.
my conversation with this is strictly with heroin,
Okay.
not alcohol. Like I'm
Well,
not going
he
to compare.
brought
I'm not.
me
Yeah, I know he did, and I'm not. I wouldn't compare the two, because my thoughts on this is strictly with heroin, because that drug is so evil and so addictive. That's with you for the rest of your fucking life. Like,
Fentanyl.
even if you quit, even if you have your Suboxone, your fentanyl, like whatever to help you, that is with you. You're gonna carry those demons around.
Fentanyl is a synthetic heroin. They're adding it to heroin to make it more like potent. They're actually putting in morphine.
Is that the elephant
It's an animal
tranquilizer?
tranquilizer.
Yeah, it's the elephant tranquilizer.
Yeah, and like when they're bringing it over from China, supposedly they're bringing it over from China and the USPS system. Was it United States Postal Service? All right, yeah, and they're bringing it over that way, and the canines can't like sniff it out, because if they do, once they get one whiff of it, they'll die, because it's just that powerful, you know.
Right.
So if they're bringing it over from there, I mean, I'm going off. That's off.
You would think that then they would know. If their dog dies, like, oh, that's fentanyl.
Well, that's why it's not happening. That's why they're doing it. That's why they're like transporting it that way, because they know that the U.S. government's going to like waste $100,000 drug dog,
Right.
to do that. You know, they're not. It's dead. You know.
Yeah.
Like, so
We should add that to heroin.
right. Well, anyway, so they're adding it to heroin to spike it. You know. And I swear to God, the U.S. government has a play in heroin trafficking.
Which I've read a little bit about that. I don't know enough about it to like sit here and sound like a crazy fucking conspiracy theorist. But I mean, I have read a little bit about that. As far as as far as
Why are we wasting so much tax dollars for U.S. troops to guard fucking opium fields?
Yeah, the poppy seed fields over in Afghanistan. That's what I heard about. But apparently, like, the one story that I did read is it just grows so well there, and they actually tried to get away from it for, like, I think about 5 or 6 years. They tried to grow something else. They were like, they knew what it was going for, and they didn't want to grow it anymore. So they tried to stop, and just nothing else grew there. And they were starting to lose money as an economy because they couldn't grow anything else. So they eventually went back to growing poppy seeds.
The U.S. government goes over and capitalizes on their inability to be.
What doesn't the U.S. government capitalize on?
Their inability to be economically poised.
Right.
Like they're not able. I mean, so they don't give a fuck if they're financially, in charge of of their own shit. They're just gonna capitalize on it.
Right.
But anyways, heroin. You alright? You good?
Yeah, I don't know. It's an epidemic. It's fucking out of control, and it's all because of.
Why do you think? Why do you think heroin got? How do you think heroin got so big? Tell me. Why is heroin so big now?
Because of big pharma pushing doctors to prescribe OxyContin.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
Big
exactly
Pharma
why.
did that, and then once there was a pill problem, and everyone was like, "All right, there's a pill problem. We got to control
The
that."
government cracked down on it.
They cracked down on it. Could no longer get it in the ER room. Could no longer get it anywhere.
I think Vicodin.
So the next best thing to go to was heroin because it was cheaper on the street.
Yeah, I think
Same
Vicodin,
same high, cheaper than buying OxyContin on the street.
I think Vicodin and all that shit that has opiates in it. They wasn't Vicodin. They redid the chemistry on it.
No, it was OxyContin. They redid it to make it stronger.
Well, they redid one where you couldn't snort it anymore.
I
That I
don't
don't
know.
know.
They probably just put a coating on
It
it.
was perks. I want to say.
I don't know.
No clue.
But that fucking heightened the use of heroin.
But
Oh, big time.
OxyContin,
As soon as they
yeah,
cracked down on that, that's
Oxy-
when it spiked.
they reformulated OxyContin to make it stronger because they were getting doctors were prescribing it so much.
Yeah.
I got long arms, so damn, you're killing me.
I mean, I don't mean to sound incompassionate when I say.
Oh, you are not compassionate at all.
I don't mean to sound not compassionate, but my outlook at it is this. And I know it sounds horrible when I say that just to let them die. I don't have a better solution, but I know Narcan is not the solution. So in our current state of where we're at, until somebody comes up with a better idea, I say let them die because Narcan is not the solution.
There's not within the U.S., but let's not look at the stateside. Let's just look at Europe, for example. Like I think it was Netherlands, one of the countries in Netherlands or whatever. I can't remember. Maybe it was Amsterdam or something. Like they had a really bad heroin outbreak, right? They supplied them all with. This sounds crazy. You're gonna think this is crazy, and there's even a couple places in Canada that does this too. They supply them with clean needles in a room for them to do it.
Yeah.
So they watched all of their AIDS and HIV outbreaks, all of their blood-to-blood diseases drastically drop. And then they also watched the crime rates drop. And then they also watched the death rates drop too.
Okay, but were people still on heroin?
Not as many because they were giving them treatment at the same time. They gave them the place to do it, but as they were coming in, they would give them attempt to tell them this is wrong in so many ways and give them classes and so on and so forth. And if they wasn't strong enough with it, they still gave them a place.
I don't agree with that one either because there was talks about putting one in Coleraine, like one of those clinics that they have free needles, it's a needle drop off and this and that, blah blah blah. And my immediate thought was where they were talking about doing it was right down the street from my house. I have kids. I don't want a collection of heroin addicts coming 30 feet from my house to drop off a bunch of fucking needles. I don't want it at all. I don't want that anywhere near my house and where I live with my kids. Which brings me back to my thought of just let them all die because that will also drop the rate of crime in heroin users and everything else. Now,
there's always going to be more to fill that.
And like I said, until there's a better idea, in which I don't have one. I don't have an idea to solve the epidemic. But until there's a better one, because the ideas that are out there right now, I don't like any of them. None of them help anything. None of them fix the problem.
Well, the thing is, how do you, all right, so the government helped produce this epidemic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we all can agree on that, can we not?
I don't want to say I fully agree with that.
I don't want to say the government.
Not that I disagree either. I just don't know enough about it.
I would say big pharma. Not.
But who writes the bills so that big pharma can practice in such a way?
Oh, I'm sure the government's in everything. I get that, but
I'm sure big pharma got people hooked on heroin, so therefore they can
was the
sell the pills to get them
corporations.
off heroin.
yeah, it was the corporations.
I mean, I just think that they don't need to die. I don't think that any of them should die. I mean, it's just not right.
I don't know. At this point in time, there should be nobody left in the fucking world that doesn't know what heroin what it fucking does to people, and how hard it is to get off, and how it destroys your life, and how it destroys everybody around you. There's not a single fucking person in this world that doesn't know that, yet people still decide that they want to try it, do it, start it, OD, whatever. It's a full-on choice. I don't care how bad your life is. It's a full-on fucking choice.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's people, you know, like, so there's there's old man Bobby, right? Old man Bobby has a wife and 2 kids, so on and so forth.
We don't use people's names, dude.
What?
We don't use people's names in the podcast.
You know, this is a hypothetical situation. Bobby is in a car wreck and has his wife and his 2 kids in the car with him. All of them die. And it's only because Bobby wasn't paying attention to the road and it was raining.
Even Bobby dies?
Bobby doesn't die.
Okay.
Bobby lives.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby is so tormented by this. Bobby is so tormented by this that he resorts to doing drugs, and his drug of choice is heroin because it releases the same dopamines that he would have got from his family.
Right.
That love. Does he deserve to die?
No.
No.
Does he overdose?
I mean, he's doing heroin. Does he deserve to die?
Oh, wait, who? Which one?
Bobby.
Yes, Bobby does.
Oh my God. Okay, we're moving on. We're moving on.
No.
They need to find another solution for it, because right now their solution is Narcan to bring them back, or methadone to wean them off of it, which is just as addictive as heroin.
Or maybe, quite possibly, a way to fix the problem is maybe they should be put on the registry. Maybe the moment...
Fuck, Trump. Just register them. And then what? Register them so when you pull them up in a computer system.
No.
And like, oh, you've already had one Narcan shot.
No.
Nope.
All I know is whatever the solution is,
Like,
whatever the
anyone can be
solution
a
is,
heroin
it's...
Anyone. He's targeting a specific group of, like a specific race, like a specific ethnic group. I'm targeting just...
All I know is whatever the solution ends up being, I don't want to pay for it. Like, I don't want to be a government supplied... Now, if the government funds it in themselves, then fine. If it's coming out of my taxes...
It is going to come out of your taxes. Because that's what the government takes all the tax money and they do with it what they decide is best.
Which is why I want them to die. I don't want to pay for that. I don't want to pay for
But
Narcan. I don't want to pay for Narcan for the same dude 10 fucking times.
when they die, though, who's going to pay for, like, alright, they don't have health insurance, right? Sorry, I don't mean to keep tapping. They don't have health insurance at all, right? When they're dying and the ambulances rush to their location, who do you think's putting gas in that tank of that ambulance? Who do you think's paying?
Okay, that's fine. That's that one time. I don't want to do Narcan 10 more fucking times for the same guy that's going to keep ODing.
They rob... Alright, so... They die.
I get it no matter what your story is, it's going to come out that I'm going to end up paying for it.
You're going to pay for it. Like, rather it's like...
But I would rather pay for this one last thing and then they're gone.
Rather it's like little Angelina that dies on, like, sidewalk.
Muslims aren't in ethnicity either.
No, it's like 5 hours.
I know.
Like, you
But it's been
and
bothering
you
me.
Googled that.
It's been bothering
You
me.
so Googled that.
I know, but because I thought it, and I was like, no, that's religion. But I wanted to make sure before I said it, because I didn't want to sound dumb like you did.
I didn't specifically say Muslims. I said he's targeting a specific group of people, meaning...
Well, first you said race, and then you changed it to ethnicity. And then I said, that ain't right. So I looked it up to make sure I was right.
Alright, but the point being, it's not right to, like, be racist against anyone. It's not right to single anyone out based upon their religion, looks, race, all of it's the same.
Creed, color, height.
Yeah, if you have blood, you have red blood, in your veins, you're
Yeah,
a
blue
person.
blood in your
Apparently,
veins.
Uber's okay.
Blue blood is in your veins.
Uber's okay at discriminating people based
It
on
only
their height,
turns
though.
red when it hits the oxygen.
No.
It gets
As
oxygenated.
they're short, as long as they have certain things going for them, I don't care. Anyway.
If you don't have height, then he has length.
You know what I mean by that. Anyway. Alright, so.
Did we throw you off your game?
No. Alright, so anyways, no, I mean, like, seriously, though, like, they shouldn't. Alright, so little Angelina dies from, like, overdosing. Then little Jennifer is like, oh, that looks good, let me do that too. And then, like, little Jennifer does heroin and she dies. And then all of a sudden, like, they're like 14, 15, and like all this stuff. And then it just goes up and up and up. Everybody keeps dying.
Yeah.
That's okay. You're saying that's okay?
No, I feel like it'll eventually end.
There will be no end.
Like, I don't think little Bobby's gonna die and then
Whether or not
someone's gonna watch little Bobby die and go, I'm fucking doing that.
You would be surprised. You would be surprised. Like, we drink Coca-Cola when we know it eats the rust off the back of truck tailgates.
I don't drink Coca-Cola. I drink Dr. Pepper.
Oh my god.
Do we have sponsorship, Dr. Pepper? It's the only thing I
Well,
drink.
right.
It's the only thing I
There's
drink.
caffeine in the Coca-Cola that makes us addicted to it. Am I not right?
It's the caffeine.
Yeah,
It's
caffeine.
any
And
pop.
we know it eats the rust off, and we know it can give us fucking kidney stones, right? But still, we decide to ingest that.
It's not the caffeine.
Yeah, but
that does,
that's
the
not.
carbonation.
It's not an immediate threat. That's the big difference.
The
It's
caffeine
not.
is the addiction part.
Mhm.
It is. No, you can get addicted to
They
anything,
actually-
and it's not an immediate threat. That's the big difference between that and heroin. I'm addicted to fucking cigarettes. I'm addicted. I've been addicted since I was 18 years old.
What do you mean there's no immediate threat? There is immediate threat. You drink it, and then you may or may not. Like, same way you're taking a hit of heroin, you may or may not die.
You're more likely gonna fucking die within the next year if you're a fucking heroin addict. I'm not gonna
There's heroin
die.
addicts that
I'm not gonna. I can't accidentally smoke too many cigarettes and die in a half an hour.
I met heroin addicts that have been doing heroin for almost a decade.
Yeah.
And they were, like, not your typical looking heroin addicts. They were fat. Like, they were big. Like, I ain't never met a fat heroin addict in my life. Have you ever seen a fat heroin addict?
No,
I
I mean,
didn't think that was possible. Like, I met him and he was like, my friend was like, yeah, he does heroin. I said, no, he don't. And then he pulled, later on at the party, he pulled it out. And he pulled out the heroin. And I was like, that's my cue, I'm out. Like, I didn't think his fat ass did it. But no, like, he did heroin. He did heroin.
It's okay. You can get passionate, slam on the table, break Axon's eardrums.
It's just, they don't deserve to die. You can't sleep at night saying that they could, or maybe you can. I don't know, but I couldn't do it.
Well, see, like another argument that I had, it was kind of based on some stuff
Maybe
we were saying, like when we first went over this at whatever, there was like I think it was 2 episodes ago, like at the end of one, we kind of started to talk about this. So kind of your outlook on it is you want to get to know why they were on heroin, the choices they made that led up to that, and like you kind of can, in some ways, maybe justify.
There's.
Well, then what's
I'm
the,
not
what's
just-
the
I'm not
point of
giving them
knowing
any-
the story?
I'm
What's
not
the
any
point
kind,
of?
I'm not giving them any kind of justification, and them doing the act. No, I'm not doing that. Will it help me understand and help them? Yes, but I'm not gonna give them like a pass. Like, oh, your boyfriend got you to do heroin. That's fine. You did heroin because someone else had you do it. No, you made the decision to put the needle in your arm. However, my job as a human being, and I'm not even a religious human being, I just practice things that I wasn't even taught in a fucking church, is to help my fellow person.
So then what's the whole point of it? Like, okay, for example, okay, you don't justify it. You blame them fully. They made that choice. So then what does it matter to the story? What does it matter if Sally did? What does it matter if Sally did it because she was bored and Bobby did it because he lost his wife, his job, and his family, and he just fucking had nothing else to do, so he started
Because
heroin
if
and
we
had a horrible life.
understand, we can help treat. That's the point.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If you understand the root of something, then it helps you. If you understand the root of something, it helps you get to a resolution.
Yeah, so you can solve that fucking problem. You're not going to solve the heroin problem. You're solving...
Actually, what's on your mind? I see you looking back and forth. What's on your mind?
I don't know. It's crazy. Heroin's bad. Don't
It
do
is
it.
bad.
Don't do it. Don't do drugs.
Because, I mean, kind of based on things you're saying, my thought is, I'd heard you say, like, I'll never make the choice to do heroin.
No.
And then,
I mean, I've heard.
but based on what you're saying is, how do you know? Any of us could, based on everything you're saying, as far as
True.
things lead to things and things lead to things, and you just never know.
True. That is true.
And I still look at it like I would never I don't care how bad my life gets, I would never, ever fucking stick a needle in my goddamn arm.
Like, I just don't.
My whole problem is with it, like, I don't know how to find my veins,
I'm scared
Like,
of needles. I'm
like, I don't know, like, I think that's,
Yeah. That's probably why people end up ODing.
Right, because
They
they
do it wrong.
Yeah,
I missed it like 4 times.
yeah.
So
I've got,
get
like,
it? I don't know if I got it.
I've
Let me
got,
do it
like,
again.
I've got, like, deep veins, so, like, that's going to be a problem. Like, and I'm going to have to, like, start off, like,
I'm skinny. I'm all veins.
going straight through, like, between my toes or something, because my deep-ass veins.
I'm all veins. That's all you can see of me is veins. So, I mean, what about other drugs, like meth?
Yeah, meth sucks. Don't do meth.
Don't do meth.
Not this stupid.
I actually read an article earlier this week that the scientist, some doctor out of, I think Cambridge,
Adderall is the same
said,
composition as
because I did read the article, but because the headline was a little misleading. Says doctor researcher says that Adderall is the same drug as meth. And so then I was like, okay, I'm going to read into that. So I read it, and he says, okay, no, is the chemical makeup the same as meth? No. He was like, but it's close enough. He's like, there's like 2 things that are different or missing between meth and Adderall that really differentiate it, but it said the high is the same, the addiction is the same, everything's pretty much the same.
It really is.
But it's just composed differently, basically.
I've never done it. Meth. I've never done meth. But yeah, Adderall. I mean, I could see it being the same.
Well, Chrissy was prescribed it for a while. And I made her get off. I did not like what it did to her, who it turned her into, and I didn't want her to become hooked on it. Because, I mean, she was literally getting addicted after about a month, like hardcore, like, was all she could think about.
No, I haven't taken it in like 3 days.
How often did you take it, though? And what was your dosage? What's your dosage?
30 milligrams.
I think she was up to 60.
She was taking Vyvanse.
No, it was Adderall. She's been through Vyvanse.
60 Adderalls.
It was up to something.
It was,
So they upped her.
After you leave the plain, like the field of 30 milligrams of Adderall, you go straight to Vyvanse, which is 60. And Vyvanse is like, phew. Yeah, I won't do Vyvanse. I mean, I'm not prescribed Vyvanse, so I won't do them, but I'm prescribed Adderall, so I do that. I do that.
Doo-doo. Doo-doo brown.
But no, I haven't taken my Adderall in like 3 days. And I still keep the same schedule. I still get the same amount of shit done.
Well, I think with any drug, it's going to affect people differently than...
Yeah.
Because she became very reliant on it. I remember that, and she became very just like...
But your house was spotless, wasn't it?
Robot-ish. Well, no, because it doesn't affect her like that. Because there's somebody else I know that takes them recreationally, and it does do that to him. He will get very... He's just like cleaning and scrubbing walls and doing this. To her, my wife, when she was taking it, I mean, she was taking it for anxiety and depression, but it would like... Or not anxiety, depression.
No, because it's not. It heightens your anxiety. That's why I quit taking it for like a week.
You were
No.
Don't scratch your balls. They could see it on Facebook.
No, she she wasn't prescribed it for ADD. She doesn't have ADD. She was prescribed it for anxiety and depression. And it droned her, like it mellowed her. Like, and not in a good way. Like, it just kind of made her, like, zombified. She was just no personality, no nothing, and I didn't like it. Didn't like it.
I mean, it did make me robotic when I took it.
Mm-hmm.
And I still take it.
Well, that's what I mean, especially with Adderall.
But I don't take the full dosage anymore because I can't handle it.
Yeah.
I can't do the full. I had to cut the pill in half and take
Yeah.
it. Like I can't do it because if I take the full 30, then I'm like, I am robotic.
Right.
I'll look at you like, okay. I'll just nod. I won't even say anything back. I'll understand what you're saying, but I just want you to hear and finish what the fuck you're saying.
Right. Yeah, it does. There's two different things I've noticed, and especially from in witnessing and reading, Adderall will either up you or it'll mellow you.
Yeah.
And depending on what you have that was prescribed for or what, where you were starting at. Yeah, it didn't up her at all. Like, it wasn't like this, like, a lot of energy. I mean, she was able to, like, stay awake, I guess, because her depression would, make her sleep all day. So she was able to stay awake, but she was by no means painting the house and scrubbing the walls and just going fucking nuts.
Like, the fact that I was able to finish that bathroom, not finish, but make make a lot of headway in the bathroom, especially during the demo, was I would take Adderall to hurry up and speed up the demo. Like, I would go in there with a fucking hammer and a multi-purpose tool, and that's all I had until I bought the actual rotary hammer, and I would just hammer shit away.
Right.
And I got that shit done really quick. Because of that, I had no fucking motivation to do it.
Yeah.
None. I was kicking my ass. You remember, I'd be sweating and shit, bleeding. Like, that was not a 2-month job.
It's been so long ago, I can't remember.
It's been 4 months. And I thought I could get it done in 2 months. Next time, I'm going to pay someone to do the fucking demo. Because putting it back together is not as hard as taking it down. Like, busting out ceramic tile. Have you ever done that?
Mm-mm. No.
Oh, my God. That's hell incarnate.
All I know is with pills and all that.
I used that right. Don't look at him. I used that right. Tell me I didn't use that right, Howard.
I just dismiss most of the words you say anymore.
I used that right?
Yeah, sure. I wasn't listening to you. But I'm sure you did.
But, I mean, her being prescribed the Adderall and some of the other things I've, like, watched her go through, like, she's taken every goddamn pill under the sun, and I'm a big, against big pharma big time, was ultimately what led me to just say smoke pot all day long. Like, it's, it's medicinal, and it does help her. And the funny thing is, how old am I now? 36? I just turned 36. 6 years ago, you would have heard me preaching a different tune. Like, Dare worked numbers on me. Like, I fucking have hated pot all my fucking life. So, and it in my mind, pot and heroin were the same fucking thing. Like, all my life. Never smoked pot until I was 30 years old. I finally got the curiosity finally got to me. But even then, because she's always struggled with depression and anxiety, it helped her. I didn't see that at the time. All I saw was, hey, I don't want pot in my house. We were just trying this. Don't want this to become a habit. So then for the next 3 or 4 years, pot became a huge argument in my house. Didn't want my kids to find out. I didn't want it in my house. I didn't want people to look at us like pieces of shit. I had all these thoughts and just...
Oh, everybody smokes pot.
And I knew that, but I still... No, I know that, but my mindset was still to judge people for it. It was just like, I judged everybody for it. I would not hang out with people that smoked pot all the time. And I judged. Big time I judged. And it actually, my brother's, huge avid pot smoker, and he knows a lot about it, but that kind of like even swayed my relationship with my brother for years because he smoked pot. That's what I'm telling you, Dare worked fucking numbers on me. Like, it fucking fucked me up. And I believed it. I was fucking, oh, Dare, yeah. And I've never...
He's one of, like, the little, like, the soldiers. The
Seriously,
soldiers.
they got me, man.
Going door to door, like, don't do drugs.
And so I struggled with her smoking pot because it was more and then more and more, and I hated it. But I eventually got to the point where I realized, well, do I hate pot more or do I hate Big Pharma more? Like, I don't want her to take all these pills for fucking depression, but I keep trying to take pot away from her too. I'm like, I gotta give her one of them.
Well, when I never got like diagnosed with ADHD until I was 24.
Yeah.
Back in last March. It was almost a year ago.
Yeah.
I've been taking Adderall. And all I do is they come in with a survey, give you the survey, and then after you do it, the doctor's like, oh yeah, you have ADHD or ADD or both, or you ain't got shit.
Right.
You know, and I mean, the way that it happened, I don't know. So like, after he diagnosed me and said like, oh, you have ADHD. I started telling him like, oh yeah, I have over 120 credit hours in college and so on and so forth, and it's like 3 different degrees like 3 different fields. And he said, oh, like you think you would have finished one of those if you would have been on this already? And I was like, dude, I probably already had a master's by now.
Right.
Like I could use all those credits into one particular field instead of jumping from one field to the next.
Right.
So I mean, I'm not saying.
So, I mean, out of the whole spectrum, what's your thoughts on all that?
I think pot's good.
Pot's good?
Yeah, like, I think it definitely not good for me, but fuck. But I think it's...
I'm gonna get you learned on it, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn myself.
Yeah, right.
Stuff that I like.
Hippie weed.
Stuff that doesn't make me feel like I'm fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Everything's
like,
going wrong in the world. I'm getting Spidey sense tingling.
Right.
And
See, I can't do. I mean, I'm okay with pot.
Yeah.
Everyone I know smokes pot. I'm cool with that, but I personally can't smoke
I think
pot.
it definitely has medicinal purposes. I definitely think it should be legalized.
I 100% agree.
State and federally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why it hasn't been already. Like, I mean, all the revenue
Big pharma.
that Colorado's. Yeah, exactly.
Because it's already been proven. The second it becomes illegal, Vicodin's gonna go away. A lot of things are gonna.
A lot of your depression medicines.
Yeah, there was a lot of pills that I saw. There was the top 5 pills that'll go away the second pot's legal.
I'm totally for pot being
Yeah.
legal and all that stuff. I personally don't smoke it because it makes me feel my anxiety goes through the roof.
Yeah. Same.
Well, which is me too. Which is why I don't smoke it. Like I've tried it with Chrissy here and there, but at the same time, like she smokes on a regular, so she's smoking. Okay, and here's like he actually just said hippie weed. In my mind, there's 2 kinds of weed. There's science weed and there's hippie weed. Science weed's all the crazy fucking hydro, fucking crazy fucking strains, super strong. And here's what I've learned. I cannot smoke that shit because when I take a hit of Chrissy's, one hit, my anxiety goes through the roof, my feet's melting off, like I just fucking crazy shit's happening, like crazy like shit happens.
Feel every organ in my body working.
Yeah, like I can feel my body
separately.
Like,
He said his feet is melting off.
dude, no, crazy shit happens. I
Can we talk about that? No,
I can't fucking do it. But I guess in the pot world, what's known as Reggie, which is what I call the hippie weed, it's just your mom and dad's weed, the weed they grew up on. It's nothing crazy. There's no crazy thing about it. That's cool. I can smoke that and I'm just chill. Like I'm not over the top. I'm not fucking freaking out. I'm just chill.
Yeah, like when I see like TV shows, documentaries and shit like that, and like showing like weed, and it's got like all the like then they're talking about like, ooh, look at all the little hairs and the crystals on this.
Yeah, I don't know. Anything
like in my head, I'm like, I would overdose on that. That would put me on the ground.
That's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
That would be the weed that kills me.
Chrissy will get like in her mind she gets really excited and she'll be like, Aaron, check out the hairs on this shit.
Yeah.
Look at this, it's purple, and I'm like, and you like that? That's gonna kill you. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, man.
That would
like,
destroy me.
Yeah, I couldn't handle that. There's no way I could handle that.
I was like 16, 17. I got this weed from this guy at Domino's.
It's always a good place to get your weed.
And it was like, it's yellow strand. It was yellow. The strand was yellow.
Yeah.
I was terrified of it. I wasn't going to smoke it. I wasn't. I gave it to my sister. She smoked the fuck out of it. And she was like, "Can you get any more of that?" I was like, "No, it was a random delivery guy. I don't know. I don't know where this man lives."
Right.
But
she's like, "We'll call and order another pizza."
right.
I'm gonna get hungry later, anyways.
Right.
It was this big white guy with like ginger hair. Like,
what does that matter? Are you fucking racist? What's the color? What's the matter with
no,
hair?
I'm just saying
was?
she could walk in there. Based off the description, she would find his punk ass. I mean, there's not many gingers rolling around like that look like that. I mean, she could find
Yeah,
him.
Ed Sheeran works at Skyline.
Yeah, he does. He's an angel.
With a cheesecake.
Yeah, man, I don't know. It should definitely be legalized, though. I don't see any reason why. You know, besides, like you said, the big pharma thing.
Not only with that, there's everything else that's good off of it that you can get, you know, biodegradable oil and hemp and you actually read about these that you can make their hemp bricks, and they're like apparently 10 times stronger than a regular cement brick.
Yeah.
They're almost in, and you can build houses out of them, and it's a lot cheaper. And
Well, that was the only because there's not, you know, there's pot that'll get you high and pot that won't. And
right.
Pot
And
that won't. That's what the they use for the hemp products, and Rockefeller shut that down because it was when people started like realizing, hey, we can make products with hemp and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Rockefeller owned a shit ton of lumber companies, and it would get in the way of his paper production.
Yeah.
And so he shut down. That's why that's how the whole weed is bad thing started.
Yeah, which kills me because I mean I guess it would make sense, but I think that they said you could make as much paper off a square mile of hemp as you could get out of like 5 acres of trees.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just I mean, cuts down on cutting down trees and waste and all that, like, big time.
Mm-hmm.
Big time. There's so many other benefits besides just the smoking of it that helps.
Which, and I mean, you're starting to see hemp kind of make a little bit of a comeback. Like, you know, you get your, like, hair products and stuff like that, use hemp seed oil, things like that.
Yeah, I think
So, like,
suntan lotions you see a lot.
Yeah.
Hemp.
Yeah. You'll see a lot of hemp, hemp seed oil in that Dead Star beard jelly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of their beard oils use it. Very good company.
Good company.
I'd recommend it if you were looking for one, if you have a beard. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like,
So
I just think it's way past time for that shit to come to an end.
Yeah.
Somebody said, was it dabs? Nathan
Oh,
said,
dabs. That gets back into that crazy shit where it's like.
Yeah, that's straight up pure concentrate.
Yeah, that would
pure
I'd overdose.
THC.
I'd overdose.
Yeah, that would just melt my brain.
Yeah.
As in, like, melt my feet.
Yeah.
Like, that would melt my fucking brain. Like,
Yeah,
I would
literally.
be dead.
Like my senses would go into overdrive. I'd feel my lungs working, and I'd slowly feel them stop working, and I would die.
Yeah, dabs is a whole different fucking story, dude.
Yeah.
I would never even try it
Nah.
at all.
Hash, all that stuff. No,
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. I wouldn't even even as far as I would even go as far to say like edibles and shit like that. I couldn't do that. Like
I'm interested to try.
I tried a
I've never
piece.
done it.
Look, I tried, not a piece.
Then you didn't know that.
At a birthday party, yeah, at somebody's house, had a cookie cake, and I was like, "Well, this looks delicious." I ate a huge piece of this cookie cake, and it was made with weed butter,
Yeah.
and like it
We were
completely fucked me up. Like I sat, I sat in a recliner and stared at a TV, watching TV for 2 hours, and the television wasn't even on. And I knew like I finished it, and then I started feeling shit. I was like, this ain't right. Something's happening.
Yeah.
Something's happening to me. Like this is not right. And like stared at the TV for 2 hours, went to bed, fell asleep.
Well, see, Chrissy's had some edibles come along. You know, she's had brownies and cookies and stuff like this, and she's
Yeah.
always told me, like, you know, me knowing how I am and how I don't handle it well. She was like, literally take like a half of a bite. Like, don't take a big bite. Like, she was like, it will destroy your life. Like, I mean, she can damn near eat a whole fucking cookie.
Yeah.
And she's like, she can sit there and just chill.
Right.
Like, yeah, dude, I would be, like you said, melting my brain into the wall. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, she tells me like a half of a bite and just wait. She like, don't go, because apparently with edibles, it takes about a half an hour to kick in.
Yeah, that's how that weed cookie did.
And that's what says a lot of people will get messed up with it because they're like, if you smoke, it's there a few minutes later, but if you eat it, it takes forever, and a lot of people don't realize it, and then they're like, this isn't working, and they just keep eating.
Right.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, they're fucking
super high.
Done.
I would pass the fuck out.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Usually when I get when I get too high, I try to sleep. Because I won't make it through the night. I'll die.
Yeah.
I'll be where I fuck up at is, I'm drinking when I smoke weed. Oh, my bad, what happened? What'd I do?
No, you're fine, dude.
You're good. Keep going.
Talk.
What were you doing?
Turn you up a little bit.
Oh. well,
turn you down.
Don't worry about the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Alright, so what I do is I usually, I'm already drunk. I'm drinking like bourbon or whatever. I'm like, oh fuck it, like somebody have a joint, and I'm like, yeah, fuck it, let me hit that. And I regret my life. I regret everything I ever decided.
Well, see, here's what I've noticed, because I'm a big drinker, and I've actually just been trying to scale my drinking back big time. Like, I'd say up until about 4 months ago, I drank every single night. Every single night I drank. It was a given. I was going to drink. And throughout the week, I didn't drink a lot. I knew how to work. It would be like, knock a few back, feel good, go to bed. No big deal. But I still knew that was even too much, and I was just like, eventually, like, it was causing problems elsewhere in my life. I wasn't getting up on time, or, just because I work a job where I don't have a schedule. I go in as the work is there. So I can technically go in and work as much as I want, or at least as less as I want. I don't have to be there at 8 o'clock. I can go in at 9 o'clock if I want. So it started to get to the point where I was drinking a little bit more because I was like, fuck it, I don't have to go in at 7 tomorrow. I'll just go in at 9. Starting to lose a lot of hours because come towards the end of the day, I'm like, I don't want to fucking be here anymore. I'm ready to go home. So it was causing issues, and I would by no means call myself an alcoholic or say that I had a problem, but my drinking was causing problems. So I was like, all right. So I cut drinking out during the week. I don't drink during the week anymore at all.
So the only times I drink is tonight on a Wednesday, and then I'll drink Friday night because I need to get all of it out. Like Monday through Friday, the work day, I just need to like hammer. I just need to get hammered, like destroy my fucking life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then Saturday I sleep it off, and I'm good. I just like coast.
I mean, in all honesty, because like I've been so busy the past couple weekends, I've barely even drank even on the weekends. Like the past couple weekends, like I just haven't been able to, and which is a very rare thing for me. But I've actually been able to handle it, surprisingly. But I kind of got into what I was getting at with all that is smoking pot.
You done with that?
Yeah, I cannot. I have not a single desire in me to drink a beer or anything if I smoke.
Yeah.
At all. Nothing. Even if...
So
and I've also noticed this, because I think why it might affect you. Even if I've had one beer and I smoke, it affects me so much differently than if I have had no beers at all.
Oh.
Big time. Like, I've noticed the difference between one beer and no beers, like, and how big of a difference it makes.
So
And
I've done it sober, like not being drunk, and for me it was just worse. Like it felt like I just thought people were gonna pop out at any time. Like I would walk past the bathroom, door be closed, and I was thinking like someone was gonna pop out the bathroom. It just kills my anxiety.
Yeah.
Like if I'm if I'm drunk and I do it, and I'm surrounded by a bunch of people, I'm just thinking like, someone's gonna kill me or something. Like someone's gonna fuck with me. So it just fucks with my anxiety. So I just quit. Like I just can't do it.
Well, see, I mean, even the medicinal states, it's actually used to curb alcoholism.
I've never had to get high. I've never had to get high.
No, anytime I've done it, it's been like just trying it or I want to do it. It's never like I need to get high. Like it's never ever been like that. Like I've never a part of me. But what I was saying is like as far as the even if I've like, say I've had 2 beers and I was like I just smoke with Chrissy, I lose all desire to keep drinking that beer. That beer will sit there and get warm because all of a sudden I want a candy bar and fucking Kool-Aid. I do not want a fucking beer. I want something fucking sweet
That's how you know you watch
and sugary.
porn.
This is how I watch what?
You watch Ebony porn. That's just how we know you watch Ebony
Oh,
porn.
yeah. No, seriously, like I no desire.
And
No desire.
chicken.
Seriously, I want juice. I want fruit juice, something sweet. No desire for a beer at all. None. It's just strange. It's so
have
strange.
you ever had a good high action?
Yeah, but I mean, I guess the cookie one was kind of okay.
You watched TV that wasn't on for 2
Yeah, but I
hours.
mean, that was good for me. I wasn't curled up in the fetal position shaking, thinking my organs were working. I think it's because I had the TV to preoccupy me. But I mean,
So I can't do shit. Like,
I wouldn't say that was probably the only good time.
I don't know, because if I'm high...
All the other times have been bad.
I've tried the, like, high and watch TV thing. While I'm watching TV, I just think that everyone's looking at me like...
Yeah, I can...
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like,
That
I'm
happened
watching
too.
TV, so I'm just thinking, like, okay, I'm watching TV, but I think everyone else is watching me. And
Yeah,
how
like
I'm reacting
any
to it.
situation where it's quiet like that. Like
Right.
if I'm sitting around a group of people and they're all talking and I'm high and I'll be like, "Oh God, what? I'm not talking enough. You know what should I do? Or why are they all? You know, they probably think I'm not talking enough." And then I'll do things like like yeah,
And I think my brain...
And I'll be like, "Oh,
just goes-
stop doing that. You're dumb. Don't do that."
Yeah. No, and
Right.
I do the same thing. It's actually the house that I didn't drink on my birthday
Yeah.
this year. We, me and Chrissy got a hotel, and as soon as we got in there, I decided to smoke. But she was smoking too. Like, she was smoking out of a bong, and I had my own, like, little joint that I had already made before I went there. Because it's got my stuff in it, not her stuff.
right.
I can't do her stuff.
Yeah.
You rebel, you.
And, well, I smoked, and I guess she didn't see me smoke, and... Like, shortly later, she was like, "Oh, we're going to call in dinner and go get dinner and stuff." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And so I called the place, and, like, I wasn't really high yet. And, like, I called the place, and I ordered our food. And then it came time to leave, and I was like, yeah. And we were going to leave, and I handed Chrissy the keys, and she was like, "Why aren't you driving?" And I was like, "I can't fucking drive." And I was like, started laughing, and she goes, "Wait, you fucking smoked?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Oh shit, 'cause I just smoked a shit ton. I just figured you'd drive." And I was like, "No." And I was like, "I definitely can't drive." So she had to drive, which, I mean, she's fine to drive but she just didn't want to.
Yeah.
So we're on our way there, and yes, that's how I am in my mind. I'm like, which is why I'll smoke around Chrissy, which is fine because it's just Chrissy and it's, you know, my wife. But I have an issue with I don't want to smoke in front of other people because I feel like I'm not going to function correctly. And we're on our way there, and Chrissy goes, "Well, you got to go and get the food." And I was like, "Oh, I don't want to do that." And she was like, "No, don't. If somebody thinks you're high, whatever, don't. Who cares?" And I was like, "No, it's not even that. Like, I don't think I can pull this off." And
It's a heist.
and so I was like, "All right, fine, whatever. I'm not gonna think about it. I'll just go in." And I'm fucking high out of my mind. And I go in, and I'm like, "Hi, I'm here to pick up food. My name's Aaron." And I was like, "Oh shit, that worked." Like, my words came out correctly. That was fucking weird. And so the rest of the conversation happened. I got my food, I paid, and I left. And I got back in the van, and I told Chrissy, I was like, "That was amazing." Like, I didn't think I was going to be able to function correctly, but I could because...
See, we would pass out. Like, I would just walk in there like they know I'm high. They all know I'm high. And I would just, like, focus on that.
But it's your brain telling you that. And there's a meme that I saw a while back, and it's so fucking true. It's like, when you get high, you think you can't do anything, but you can actually do everything. When you get drunk, you think you can do everything, but you actually can't do anything at all.
Yeah.
And it's so fucking true.
That's pretty true, yeah.
No,
And-
when I'm drunk, I don't even attempt to do nothing that I know I shouldn't be doing.
Oh, not me. I don't give a fuck. I'm just like, I didn't care how I look. I'm just like, yeah, I can do this. But I can't, really, at all. I'm not functioning correctly
I'm
at
not
all.
one of those, what's it called, adventurous drunks. I don't get on top of tables or nothing like that. I'm like,
That's totally me. I'm the do stupid, make stupid decisions drunk.
Your birthday video.
Yeah.
oh my fucking
That's the best video, though. We're gonna share that on the page tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sharing that on the page tomorrow.
Oh,
That is
how
the
lit
greatest
was
video.
you, son? Shit, you were lit.
But no, I got back in the car and I told Chrissy, I was like, when I'm high, I feel like my body's made of rubber, and when I go to talk to people, I'm gonna be like,
right,
and I feel like that's what it's gonna sound like. But I had that realization that I went in and I was actually able to talk to those people and get my food and pay and actually count out the money correctly. I was like, I can function. I just
But how do
didn't
you
think
know
I
that you
could.
actually did that, though?
I mean, he made it through the situation.
I made it through the situation and like.
See, I get what you're saying.
But because once I was into the moment, I was like there and I was like, I'm talking correctly. And this lady's now looking at me like I'm a fucking retard. Like she knows I'm talking correct. And you know what I've realized since I started this? I gotta stop saying that word. That's a bad word. I gotta stop saying. I gotta stop. It's a word I can't. I gotta stop saying the word.
Use that word.
But no, like she didn't look at me like I was an idiot. Like I was I was having a normal conversation, and I could tell by the look on her face she wasn't looking at me like I was fucking high out of my goddamn mind. And I was like, and when I was done, I had that realization. It was like you feel like you can't do anything, but in all reality, you're fine. It's just all in your head. It's making you think you can't do it, but you can.
Like, I went on a cabin trip with some friends. I won't say from where, but you know what.
Yeah.
And
Oh yes, I do.
Air Force was there, and you think you think she's bad normal? Or you just see the bitch high?
No, I'm not.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Like, oh god, she was tap dancing.
Well, tell the story. I don't know the story.
I can't really.
That was pretty much it, I think.
No. I mean, anyway. So,
Sorry, guys. It was an inside joke between Action and Uber. We'll never get it or understand it.
I feel like they watch at some point. I feel like they watch or listen at some point because some of the shit they talk to me about.
If they do, I hope they know that they're a cunt.
Well, there you have it. Those are the general consensus.
Yeah.
All right. So
It's when you try to hang out with a friend group that's totally not right for you.
I've been there.
you left the pet
Bunch
anyway.
of uppity motherfuckers.
All right. So anyway, so I smoked there on this trip with people I don't know. I knew a few of them, but there was a lot of them there that I didn't know. I only met them like once or twice. And right after I smoked, I knew I couldn't function and talk to them. So you know what I did?
What'd you do?
I took my ass to the couch and lay down.
Yeah.
And fake slept. And I could hear all of them talking. But I couldn't partake in the conversation because I was supposed to be asleep.
Right.
But I wasn't asleep. But I just knew I had to do that so I wouldn't.
No, I've had highs like that before, where it's like it was too much, and like it was actually at another one of my birthday parties. Somebody had brought weed, and it was like specifically they like brought some for me, like, oh, it's your birthday, and I was like, oh, I don't really smoke, but whatever, it's my birthday, so go ahead. And I sat there for the next hour like I was trying to get a demon out of my fucking body. Like I sat there like I wanted it to fucking end so bad. I just sat down on the couch, didn't talk to anybody, and was just like, fucking get out of me. Get out of me. Stop. Get out of me.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. I just want to start drinking.
And what's bad about that too is like it doesn't matter like how much water you drink How much
Oh,
Fiji?
No,
Yeah.
not
It
at all.
stays. It's a
there.
constant.
It's
It's
there.
not leaving until it works
You
its way
can't
out.
will it away.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Like, you know how, like, when you're drinking and sometimes, like,
Yeah.
some crazy shit will happen,
Yeah.
and you're kind of like, you'll sober up, you're
Yeah.
like, oh, shit, that was a buzz going, like, no, not that at all. Nah,
Nah.
it's just fucking there, and it ain't going anywhere until it goes.
And that's why personally I'm a drinker.
Yeah.
Like everybody has their cancer.
Yeah, right.
I can't do the weed. I do the weed. I can't
The
smoke.
weed.
I can't do the pots.
I can,
One time I ate too many pots and killed my baby in the oven.
I can't smoke weed because of that. Because I feel like once you're on that roller coaster, there's no getting off
And
the roller
that
coaster.
has always been my issue with it. And
I think because we're super artsy, maybe. Maybe that's because we have super overactive imaginations.
well, see, that's kind of why I'm actually starting to, like, I want to start smoking pot, because I want to get to the point where, because I have noticed, like, I've been trying a lot more lately, and I am calming. Like, it's getting to the point where but I want to get to the point where I can get creative. You know, where I can smoke and chill and just, like, because I've tried in the past.
I've smoked before
And nothing
wrote in my
happened.
journal, and I was reading what I wrote the next day.
Yeah.
It made no fucking sense.
Yeah,
at
no,
all.
I've tried to write high before, and it was it made no fucking sense at all.
I have this is gonna sound really personal, I guess, but I have journals I've kept since I was like 10.
No, I'm the same way. I not since I was 10, but I have everything that I've written since high school.
I had
And mine are poems. They're not journals. They're like, I write poetry, and
and
which
the
is
only
basically
ones that
journal entry.
exist still is the one from the age of like 14 to like now. 'Cause I burnt the first one. Long story short, I burnt it. Anyways, so I got high when I was like 16, and I wrote in the journal like what I did, and
Yeah.
how it like what all we did while we were high. I read it the next day. Apparently, I said we went into the fucking sewer. I was like, we went into the sewer. Like, we did all this stupid shit. We rode a canoe in the middle of the fucking, like, water.
And like at the time, you're probably like, "This is a fucking masterpiece, dude."
Right. Right. But it was only supposed to tell, like, what we did while we were high. And I was sitting there saying, like, it wasn't supposed to be a story like that. So I was like, what the fuck is going on with me? Like, why did I do this while I was, like, high? So ever since then, I was like, weed is not for me. No, that's not since then. 'Cause I smoked a lot since then. I didn't stop smoking until I was, like, 19. and I smoke here and there now.
Yeah. I mean, thus far, in my experience, I have not been able to be creative when I'm high. Like, and I think because it gets in my head too much and weirds me out, and I can't
I've
create.
never had a chance to even try.
For two, I've never had a chance to try.
Yeah, it's never gotten that far for me. Like, I should pick up a pencil. Nope. I'd be like, why are my finger muscles moving?
What makes these contract
Yeah.
as such? I've gotten the high.
Yeah.
Like, I'll move my arm, like, what muscles are making this move
Now,
right
I did get high once to where, like, it was with one of my exes, and we were at somebody's house on the porch, and it was all mellow. We
Yeah.
were smoking. And I was, like, in a good place, I guess, at the time. And, like, when we left and got in the car, got in our car so she could take us home, like, the music that was on,
Right.
I could, like, see the sounds coming out of the speakers, and they were different colors and shit. So
Yeah.
it might have been more than just weed that was in the...
Well, see,
Yeah,
that's
weed
my
I
thought.
smoked.
That,
TCP, man.
Yeah.
that's why when I say my feet are melting, because that's damn near my thought every time I smoke. Is it's just laced with some kind of shit. Like, I'm dying.
Yeah.
Like,
But that only lasted for like a good 30 seconds, and then it was like, oh man, this sounds good. Then I was like, well, I could tell my left eardrum from my right eardrum, and then it just went on from there. Like, what's my pancreas doing right now? Like, is it pumping? I don't think it's pumping. Like, I think I might need to go to the hospital. Like, panic attack.
well, dude, I mean, honestly, I wish somebody like could have been recording this. Like,
You heard that story about the cop that smoked weed, got too high, and he called the cops?
yeah, I did hear about
Call the
that.
cops because he was too high.
I heard the 911 call. No, but just this is probably about a month ago. I actually I have like my own weed now, because if I ever decide like I want to smoke with Chrissy or whatever, like I don't want her shit, because her shit, like I said, just destroys me. Well, before I had all that, like one random night, the kids were gone. It was a weeknight though, and I had to work, and she had to go to bed. My wife goes to bed at like 5 o'clock every night because she works like weird hours. She works at a bakery, so she gets up and goes to work at like 1 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
So she goes to bed really early. Well, the kids are gone. We're watching TV, and I'm like, she's smoking or getting ready to smoke, and I was like, you know what? I'll take one hit of your stuff. I'll just let's just try this out.
That's a trap.
And she's like, you sure? And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. And so I took a hit, and then we go down and we watch, like we finished watching our TV show, and immediately I'm like, I have no clue what's going on in the TV show anymore. I'm just like, there's just shit moving on the screen, and that's what it was. It was kind of like I just laid back on the pillow, like, and she's like, oh, then that was right what that dude said. And I'm like, what the fuck is even going on right now? And so she's like, all right, I'm ready to go to bed. And I'm like, all right, cool. And I give her like hugs and kisses, and I walk out. So then I'm super fucking high and alone by myself.
Oh no.
Kids are gone. So I go outside to go smoke a cigarette. And this is why I said I wish someone was recording this shit, because I'm standing outside. And like I'm standing at like the bottom of like the stairs where like they go down to the back of the clubhouse. I'm standing there and I look over at the stairs, and you know how like stairs like sometimes outside will have like the sediment that comes down and it's like the mossy like on the face of the stair.
Yeah.
I turned my head over, and it kind of did this thing where like I like turned my head like this, and it kind of took me like my vision to catch up, and but in that split second on one of the stairs I saw this really articulate piece of artwork. And I was like, oh, that's just some art in the stairs. That's fucking beautiful. But it was just one stair. And I was like, I wonder if there's art on the rest of these stairs. So I'm standing here shaking my head. I'm going like this back and forth, focusing on each stair. And I shit you not, every single stair had the most beautiful piece of art on the fucking stair. And I'm like, one of them had, like fucking rapids with rocks, and there was woods on the side. The other one was horses running. I could see it, and then I was like, and so once I went through like each stair and saw one of them actually had a fucking pretty amazing Batman logo.
Yeah.
Swear to God. Swear to God.
We definitely need to get cameras pointing down the stairs now.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, I actually think there is one. I wonder if it sees down there. But so I'm like shaking my head, just rigorously shaking my head back and forth, like looking at all the artwork on the stairs. And then eventually it was like, I wonder if there's artwork on like, if I just like focus on all the stairs, I wonder if there's one big fucking artwork. And it was like this giant fucking face. And
so you ran out to the middle of...
Dude, it was awesome. And so the funny thing is the next day, well, after I got done laughing at myself for about a half an hour when I was done, because all I could do was laugh at myself. Like, did I literally just sit there and shake my head for 20 minutes on the stairs? And, but the next day, I'm smoking a cigarette, and I look over at the stairs, and I'm like, oh, that was fucking funny. Like, I can't believe I fucking did that last night. So I'm looking at the stairs, sober, not shaking my head, and I'm like, I can kind of make it out. I can make out the artwork that I saw. Like, sober, I was able to make out what I saw. And that is what pushed me to, like, I want to get creative, because I saw shit that I never would have fucking seen sober that I can now see sober.
See, I do that while I'm taking a shit at work. In the bathroom. I'll look down at the...
He gets high from the fumes.
No, but I'll be sitting there and I'll just start looking at the tiles on the bathroom floor, and I can see pictures in them. And like there's one tile that every time I use the bathroom, I look at and I say to my head, "Proud rooster." And it's a tile. And it looks like a rooster, and his chest is all puffed out, and he's proud, and he's just standing there. I can see it every time I'm in there.
That's funny.
Proud rooster tile.
Yeah, so I mean that was basically the thought that I want to get to the point where I can be creative, because I was just like, if I can get to that point, I think I could do some really creative shit.
I don't like I said, I don't think I could even make it that far into it, like.
And I can't either thus far.
Yeah.
Like every time I've tried so far, I can't.
Like I don't think I could shake my head real fast and look at the tiles or at the steps. Like I think that in my head I would think that I've just scrambled my brains around like scrambled eggs. And then I'll start drooling because I'll think that I've hurt myself somehow. Like I'm pretty sure that's exactly how that would play out.
Oh fuck, I'm paralyzed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I want to get it, but like you said, you mentioned earlier, like we're creative people, dude. In my mind, and I just want to make sure we're still working.
Oh
my computer's not working.
Yeah, I know. Mine. I have to
forever.
keep closing the window and opening it.
Yeah.
I can get really creative when I'm drunk, and some of my like more creative like inspiring posts have been when I'm fucking by myself hammered. Like, I'm just like, I think of the coolest shit, and also back to what you were saying before about, wanting to get it out of you, like when you get high, just like, I want this shit to end.
Yeah.
The reason I prefer drinking over smoking is I've had fucking years and years and years of experience. I feel like I can keep it under control. I know exactly what gets me drunk. I know exactly to where when I'm smoking, like, one hit of somebody's might destroy my life, and one hit of somebody else's might make me cool. Like, you just don't know.
I think the
you
first
don't know.
time I ever got high, I was 13. And that went over horribly. I was drunk on Zimas, and,
Zimas.
Did you say Zimas?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
I used to do the Zimas with the Jolly Ranchers. You ever do that?
No.
Drop a Jolly Rancher inside to make it the flavor it?
I was 13. My brother was...
I guess I am a little older than you.
He was like, here, so I took Zimas and I was drinking those, and then my brother pulled out a joint, or blunts. Let's make this very clear, blunts, because we don't do joints.
I do joints, I don't do blunts.
And I started hitting the blunt. I'd say about 20, 30 minutes later, I was running down the street saying I could puff. And that became a thing. I haven't told the story, but it was like an inside joke that my brother had, that he would hold over me as like ammunition. So there you go, world. You all have it. So yeah. So anyways,
Dixon can puff.
and I was skipping too, son. Skipping.
Like skipping down the street?
Skipping down Latonia, right to by Rosedale, skipping. Like,
That's funny.
Yeah.
high off my ass, drunk off my ass, skipping. And then, so that's when it started. So I kept smoking ever since then. I mean, I would smoke like at least once or twice a week.
Smoke weed?
Yeah. And I was like, okay, this was like, every single time I got high though, I swear to God, like me and two of my friends, like, we were called like the Three Amigos or whatever. And we would meet another clan of smokers and smoke with them. I guess
God, it's like it's fucking West Side Story and shit.
I swear to God, like, cause like smokers,
Especially
like,
with the skipping.
all the smokers stay in one group, right?
Yeah.
And all the drinkers stay in one group. I swear to God, they never mix. Ever been to one of those parties? You ever notice how everybody that smokes weed is in one room,
Yeah.
and everybody else that drinks is in the other room?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I swear to God, it's real. Like,
Your old basement.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I agree. Oh, my old basement. All of us
Yeah.
would be in the basement. All the smokers would be in the garage. And it was
Right.
like that the whole night.
and they never interact.
Oh, no, I mingled.
You attempt
floated
to, but they
around.
look
Yeah,
at you
I did go back
Yeah.
and forth because it was my birthday, so I wanted to
Yeah.
like talk to people in the garage and I want to talk to people. But I
Yeah.
hated that it never came together. Like,
Right.
there was some of us that intermingled, but like,
Yeah.
but like I was even talking with somebody about the other day. I was like, another thing I don't like about smoking pot is there's no camaraderie in smoking pot.
There's none.
There's
like,
none.
Yeah.
Like, you don't talk. You sit there and you're
Yeah.
supposed to enjoy your own high.
Yeah.
Like, like you're supposed to just sit there and enjoy your own high.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're sitting there thinking, like, maybe I should talk to them. And then the people who do interact with each other while they're high, you don't know how to, like, interact with them, to be a part of it. Because you feel like anything you say...
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's like the weed has control.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you have no control here anymore. The weed has the
Yeah.
control. So you don't know how to, like, handle that demon. And I still didn't know how to handle demon after, like, 5 years
Yeah.
of doing it. I was like, I ain't saying shit. Like, I met these new people, we're smoking with them, like, we're matching and shit. But I don't know how to, like, interact with them. Like, I don't know how to, and then my other two friends are sitting there, like, blah, 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 talking to them. I'm like, I don't know what to say. Like, they would look
Yeah.
at me in agreement, like, am I supposed to agree with them? I was like, I don't even know what the fuck you just said.
Right.
Like, but when I was 19 years old, I smoked this was a joint, with, I don't even remember. It was a friend of a friend, and they laced the shit.
Mm.
And that drove me over the edge. I swear to God, either it was really good weed, or I would at this time my tolerance was a lot higher than what it is now. Like, now I can hit a blunt or a joint or whatever and be done.
Right.
Like, I'm obliterated. I'm going to bed, son. Like, that's... But back then, when that happened, I remember I stripped. Like, I took off all my clothes.
Right.
Besides the boxers. And I don't know what it is. I'm a runner. And I was
runner.
I was running down the street. And nothing but my
So
boxers.
you went streaking pretty much only with boxers on.
Yeah, and I was just like, nope, never again. Like, I'm done with weed. So ever since then, I don't smoke weed like once or twice. I only smoke it like once or twice a year. And when I do, it's like I just hit the blunt, I'm done.
Right. All right. Well, we're at the end of the show here, so we're gonna do our wrap up with our Cincinnati piece of shit of the week.
Oh shit! What time is it?
It's
All right.
11:29.
Oh shit! All right.
So I think everybody knows this piece of shit and can be in agreement that this is the piece of shit of the week. But I don't even know how much of the story we got to go into because everybody fucking
Adam
knows
Jones.
it. Adam motherfucking Jones.
Pac-Man.
Piece of shit of the week.
Can't handle his liquor.
Embarrassing the Bengals, embarrassing the city, embarrassing the police.
Yeah. Our team wasn't good this year, and insult to injury, he's making our city look like garbage.
In Jack of Casino, of all places.
Yeah.
Wait, did he
Like,
rape her?
He didn't rape nobody. He was just a drunk asshole. Who you looking at?
What
No, don't look at that list. That was a possible of 3 different ones, and we decided to go with Adam Jones.
Oh, I'm sitting there thinking that he raped a little bitch. I'm
No,
like,
he just-
that's
he
horrible.
he told a police officer that he hopes he dies, and
Well, it started off
Getting
there was
rowdy.
in Jack Casino, which Jack Casino is a huge sponsor of the Cincinnati Bengals. They even have their own bar in the stadium. He is in there. He got drunk. He got, belligerent. They asked him to leave, at which point he started, like, spitting on the people that worked there, berating the customers. And they kicked him out, and they sent him back to his hotel, and he went back, I think it was the Millennium, I think it said.
yeah.
He went back to the hotel, was causing a even bigger scene. They called the cops on him. They drug him out of there, and there's video of him in the cop car saying, "What's my charges, motherfucker? What's my charges?" And he's like, "We got you on two misdemeanors, public indecency, causing a scene, whatnot. I guess whatever the cop terms are for that." And he was like, "I hope you fucking die." And he's like, going off on the fucking cop, trying to spit on him through the window and shit. But, I mean, it's all out there in public, and it's just like, come on, man. Like, we had a bad season already. You're supposed to be one of the better players, and you're just acting like a fucking asshole.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad enough if you're a normal Joe that gets a disturbing the peace for not really doing anything and has to go to court and get misdemeanors and do community service. But to be a celebrity, someone in the limelight, you should know. You should know better.
What if you change the words to you fucking pussy?
Yeah. Like, mine was better.
Right, you said you...
Nevertheless, man, like, dude, he's a piece of shit, man.
Yeah,
You're a
yeah.
Bengals player, dude. You got kids looking up to you, man.
Yeah, man.
You're an NFL player. You
But
got
is
kids.
it not a
and
human, though, in the end? Everybody drinks. He's a piece of shit.
you don't get that luxury. You don't get that luxury when you're.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, especially in the world of, social media and your
Oh yeah.
your tweets and your Twitters and your
So Trump. But Trump got
Instagrams.
rewarded with the presidency. Anyway.
Moving on. End
All right,
of the
guys.
show. Closing off. Fuck
Yeah.
off and die.
Fuck
Bye bye.
Bye.